Are getting exciting in Buffalo sports, and we have it for you right here. Welcome to Believers Talk. My name is Joe. Welcome to a live Thursday evening edition of Believers Talk. We got the Bills game going on in the ear. We got the Bulls game going on the phone. We'll be talking about the trades. We'll be talking about the contract extension. It's going to be a lot of fun this evening. We're going to be live with you till the end of the Bills game. So anything you want to talk about Buffalo sports, Buffalo Bulls, Buffalo Bills. If you want to talk a little Buffalo Sabres, you like those gold jerseys, yeah, we can talk about that too. So again, welcome to Believers Talk. My name is Joe. If you are not already subscribed to Believers Talk, guys, 2019 is here. Again, listening to the Bills game right now, watching the Bulls game on my phone. Gonna keep you guys updated on Buffalo sports, mostly Bills news, of course, but we do cover you on the Sabres and the Bulls as well. Hit that subscribe button, like this video, leave a comment, share this video, let people know that we will be live this evening to talk about the Bills, talk about the Bulls. Yo, how we doing, Anthony Austin Church? Welcome to Believers Talk. Bills Mafia in the house. Absolutely how we do it. So I'm just catching up myself, guys. Was out with the fam for dinner, so I'm just catching up on the scores going on around right now. The Buffalo Bulls are 14-7 on Robert Morris, I believe it is. Yeah, actually now 21-7. They just scored again, so 21-7. The Bulls looking like they're doing pretty well to start off this season against Robert Morris. So we can be excited about that. Bills down 7-3 right now to Minnesota. If you watched my pregame, you know that if we win this game, it's the first time in Bills history that we would go 4-0 in preseason football. So obviously not that big of a deal. We'd rather see the success in the regular season. And then, of course, before I go to dinner, big news out of Buffalo. The Bills trade Wyatt Teller and a 7th-round pick to the Cleveland Browns for the 2025th and 6th round pick. So a lot of things going on. Also last night, Steven Hausch Money gets an extension. A lot of Bills fans wondering if we were going to stick with Steven Hauschka. The Bills show their confidence in him and give him that contract extension. I like it. I think it proves that we are confident in our man, and that is something else we can do. Quick question: do I follow the Buffalo Bandits? I do. However, with the Buffalo Bandits, I would advise everyone who follows Buffalo Bandits go over to Fox 87. I don't cover them like he does. He does a great job. This past season, they made it all the way to the finals. Looks like there was a fumble. Dan Lacey recovers a fumble for the Bills. So the Bills will take over on offense. And again, 7-3. If we win this game, 4-0 for the first time in preseason. I'm just listening right now. Runs it to the 11-yard line, so well inside Minnesota territory. And again, guys, we knew the starters weren't going to play in this game. But yeah, James, to answer your question, again, I would tell you follow Fox 87. I don't have the game either. I'm just listening to it on the radio. I'm listening to WGR 550 Sports Radio. If you guys want to listen along with me, you're more than welcome to. It's player.radio.com/listen/station/WGR-sports. Or I think I just Googled WGR 550 Sports Radio, and it brings you to that channel. So do we now have 8 picks this upcoming draft? We actually would have 9, because I believe the 7th-round pick that we gave away is in 2021, not in 2020. So in 2021, we're down to 5 picks, but in 2020 now, we have 9 because we have a 7th still. We have 2 6, 2 5s. I could be wrong there. Like I said, I kind of am catching up myself with all the news going on. But very exciting stuff, guys. Very exciting stuff. I'm going to open up that now to get that answer. But yeah, I think it was a 2021. We traded 2021 7th round pick. So we have two more in 2020. Means we have some extra ammo. I don't know if the trades are done. Let me know what you think. Do you think we're done trading? Again, guys, welcome to Believers Talk. If you are new, hit that subscribe button. Guys, for all of you in here, hit that share button. Let people know we're on here. If you guys are following #sports, they did a video covering Wyatt Teller and the trade. If you haven't watched that, guys, after we're done here, watch that. Always great stuff with Mario and Paul. And I look forward to teaming with them in 2019. It's going to be so much fun, guys. We're going to have you covered throughout Buffalo Bills Sports. Every single regular season game, we're going to do live play-by-play and reaction. So whether you're watching the game live, you want to chat some Bills football, you can join us here on YouTube or join us over on Sportscaster. Guys, sportscaster.com/sports. It's going to be a lot of fun. You're going to see both myself and #sports over there live. Every time we go live, we will be both simulcasting here on YouTube and also on Sportscaster. So if you're not sure who's doing what when, just go over to sportscaster.com, hit that, subscribe to us over there, and then you'll catch every single time. You won't miss anything. You won't have to figure out, oh, is it on Joe's YouTube channel? Is it on #sports YouTube channel? Where is it going to be? I'm watching the game from my cell phone. No more. I'd watch the game too, but I'm watching the Buffalo Bulls game because Buffalo Bulls kicked off today as well. So if you're a fan of Buffalo sports, man, today is your day. The Bulls up currently 21-7 on Robert Morris, so they're looking like they're off to a hot start. Of course, next week's the big test, right? September 7th against the Penn State. That's going to be a fun game here in Happy Valley. I'm just about 2.5 hours away from Happy Valley. Be a fun game to go to. Going to be a great atmosphere. Wade, Tyree Jackson is awful. He hasn't looked that great. So far this preseason, but we'll see what happens. Mark, what are you talking about with Wade? At Nomo. You're talking to Nomo. I don't think you can hear the game from the cell phone. Yeah, I'm just listening to the game on my radio, so or on the computer right now. So I'm good. Do we gotta get a drink, guys? Got my new flask for the 2020 football or 2019 football season. So Eddie Arbor with a big play. Not sure how we got back on defense. I thought we just had a fumble recovery. But hey, I'm sure something happened that I missed. Evil Crazy, how you doing? Thanks. Yeah, I like the flask too. Might be coming in use a lot this season. I hope not. Hopefully it only comes in use when I have to be at like a wedding or something like that. Something that's not as important as a Bills game. But we'll see what happened. The wife got it for me, so show her some love while I'm on the channel here. Guys, if you haven't hit that subscribe button, guys, be sure to hit that subscribe button. Again, like this video, share this video, let people know we're here again. Bills game here. We got 7-3 right now. The Bills losing to the Minnesota Vikings midway through the second quarter. Again, fourth preseason game. Who do we think is on that roster bubble, right? Interesting to see. Tyree Jackson still not looking good, but I got the Bulls game going on as well. Buffalo Bulls opening day. They're up 21-7 last I checked. Of course, Wyatt Teller, big news, traded to the Cleveland Browns, and people are going back and forth online saying, "Oh, this wasn't a good trade. Oh, this was a good trade." Guys, Brandon Beane, Coach McDermott, they had an inside track as far as what Wyatt Teller was going to be on this team, if anything. Let's say they were planning to cut him, right? And I know a lot of people would be unhappy about that. You listen to Mario and Paul on #sports. Mario's been saying, listen, there are going to be some unpopular cuts on this team. Wyatt Teller might have been one of them. Very easily could have been one of them. And to get a 5th and 6th round pick for him, I mean, look at what we've done with our 5th round picks. Everyone's going to look at Matt Milano, of course, recently and say, look at that 5th round pick. When do you want him for a Wyatt Teller? Absolutely. But now you look at Vosean Joseph. Vosean Joseph is proving that he could be a special teams guy for a couple years and then work his way to the starting linebacker role. So I think this is actually a great trade. I'm not sure what a lot of you think. Let me know in the comment section. But I do think, unfortunately, when you post comments, it doesn't let you post links on YouTube, and that's fine. Thanks to my Fire Stick. Perfect, Evil Crazy. Hey, watch the game. Join me here. Let me know what's going on because I'm listening on the radio, and with me talking, I talk pretty loud. I can't hear all the time, so you guys can keep me up to date. I see it's 7-3, less than 10 minutes to go in the second quarter. But if you guys are watching the game, I hear Tyree Jackson's not doing so hot. Let me keep you updated on that Bulls game too. Buffalo Bulls still up 21-7. We have about 13 minutes to go in the second quarter there. So just a lot of fun stuff as college football weekend really starts this weekend. Last weekend you had the Miami Florida State game to kick things off, week 0. But this is going to be a fun week. The Minnesota Vikings just missed a field goal. I did see they were in the red zone, and then the Bills got the ball, so I wasn't sure what exactly happened there. I have Murph in the ear though, so I'm trying to keep up to date. But I'm just having a good time this Thursday evening, watching the last preseason game. Guys, we are a week and a couple days away from Buffalo Bills football. A week from today, a week from right now, I will be live, again, both here on YouTube and on Sportscaster during halftime of the Thursday Night Football game to get us ready for that opening game against the New York, New Jersey Jets. So again, if you guys aren't subscribed to me on YouTube here, hit that subscribe button. You won't want to miss it. Go over to Sportscaster, link in the description below. Just click on that link and then also subscribe to us there. If you haven't already signed up, it's easy to do. Again, Hashtag Sports will be having their live streams on there. They're live streaming every Saturday morning. They'll live stream the football games for us, and also I'll be doing that too. We'll be splitting it a little bit, and then every time we're live, we're going to simulcast it both here and on Sportscaster. So be sure to check it out. How far away is New Era Field from Buffalo? Moving to Buffalo soon after getting his job. Well, I mean, you kind of have to wonder how long will it be. How long will New Era Field be the field where the Bills play, right? I mean, if I was talking about Buffalo getting new stadiums soon anyhow, a lot of people are talking about when that new CBA comes out, getting that new field. But if you're talking about from downtown Buffalo, James, it's not that far. It's really not that far from downtown Buffalo. So if you're moving to the downtown area, then you won't be missing out. That's where you want to be. Are you playing fantasy football with hashtag NoMo? No, I am not. I have a love-hate relationship with fantasy football. I used to be the type of guy who would have 20, 25 teams, and I'd be going nuts. But since for the past few years, I actually haven't done fantasy football. I am doing the Survivor Pool. I always love Survivor Pools, but I will not be joining them for the Fantasy Football League. Just a personal choice. I have only so much time, only so much time to go around. And between the channel here, I officiate high school football as a part-time job, and then I have my real job, and then I have the family. Just so much time. I don't want to spend any of it anymore in the computer world, looking at fantasy football and things like that. Just want to be able to spend as much time with the family and be able to do all this as I can. So that's one thing that kind of gets left behind, and that's okay by me. It gives me more reason to actually watch the game and have no other ulterior motives. You know what I mean? Like, I don't need to watch a Patriots game and cheer for a player against the Bills and hope the Bills beat them 41-38 and my player goes off. Like, no, I don't want to cheer for that kind of stuff. And I know some people who do fantasy football like, oh, I'll avoid Patriots players, and that's all well and good, but that's going to happen. Even if I talk about the Giants, right? I get Saquon Barkley. Let's say I get Saquon. So what do I want week 2? I want him to go off, but I want them to lose. Like, no, I just want them to lose. I want the Bills to stop Saquon to 10 yards. That'd be great. Get more scores. Still 21-7. The Buffalo Bulls over Robert Morris. 10:40 to go in the first half there. Obviously, the game in the ear. Buffalo, Minnesota, still 7-3. Bajorges with a 40-yard punt. Again, you're watching Bajorges right now. We just got rid of Corey Carter. Basically saying the job is Corey Bajorges', at least that's what it appears to be. Some people think as soon as cuts happen, we're going to cut him and pick up a punter, and that's possible, right? That's very possible. Maybe we see a team that has 2 good punters right now that we like, and we'll reach out for one when they drop one, but we'll see what happens, guys. But again, guys, thank you for joining me. It's Thursday again. Lots going on. Talk about the Wyatt Teller trade. I think it's a great trade. Let me know what you think in the comment section. Do you think it was a good trade to get rid of Wyatt Teller, who, again, might have been a cut candidate anyway, and now we get a 5th and 6th round pick for him? I don't think you can go wrong there. For the people who don't like it, I would love to know, like, why. I get it. Some of you like Wyatt Teller, and he was serviceable while I was here. But as Mario from Hashtag Sports will always say, he was good on a 6-10 team does not necessarily mean he's good on a 10-6 team. And that's something that you guys have to consider. That's something I'm sure the coaching staff and the GM considered when they made this move. And it gets you a 5th and 6th round pick. We all know how much Brandon Beane loves his draft capital, and it gives you more of that. Get rid of that 7th round pick and not too concerned about that. If it's going to give you a 5th and a 6th, Again, we talk about the good fortune that the Bills have had in the fifth round, just really doing well with drafting in the fifth round recently, and we want to see that continue, obviously, now with that extra draft pick this season. So we're listening to the Bills game on the radio, listening to Murph here, trying to keep you guys up to date. Still 7-3 Minnesota ball after I would say a poor Bajorges punt of 40 yards. So Minnesota has the ball now, 3rd and 12 from the 28. We're keeping up to date on the Buffalo Bulls game. Buffalo Bulls up 21-7 with less than 8 minutes to go in the first half. There, we're obviously going to keep you up to date if there's any type of more trading news, right? Again, right before I leave for dinner, I hear the news about Wyatt Teller being traded to Cleveland Browns. Huge fan of the trade. I think that we made out pretty well. I think knowing Cleveland's situation on offensive line, Lafayette Pitts just has an interception. So interception, Buffalo Bills. Lafayette Pitts comes up with the interception. Evil Crazy keeping us up to date. Yeah, Yarborough, I've heard his name a couple times by Murph here, having a good game as well. And again, with Mike Love going on to IR, that's a big position battle. Now you talk about Acho and you talk about Yarborough both going at it for maybe that fifth and final defensive end spot. So Yarborough really playing out today, really having a good game. So good for him. You hear Acho being actually taken out in certain situations, certain packages. So you wonder what that means. But Lafayette Pitts with the interception. So Buffalo Bills will have the ball. A little over 7.5 minutes to go here in the first half. Again, guys, with a Bills win, the Bills will go 4-0 in preseason for the first time in Bills history. So if that's something you're looking forward to, if that's something that you like to see, 4-0 in the preseason, again, if it relates to the 4-0 in the preseason, if it relates to the regular season, I'm all for it. But there's no guarantees here. Happy to see our offensive line getting healed up to get ready for that week 1 matchup. Happy that Josh Allen looked like he's doing just fine. He has his progressions going in those vanilla defenses. We have the New York Jets first, obviously, week 1, and then you have week 2, the New York, New Jersey Giants. So we'll see what happens. Fantastic Fish. Listen, guys, if this is your first time seeing Fantastic Fish, he's actually a Bills fan. Just doesn't change his name. I don't understand. He's like that. He's like that kid that was at training camp and he was wearing the Miami Dolphins jersey, and Josh Allen had him take it off, signed a jersey for him, and gave it to the kid. Yeah, that's Fantastic Fish. Good to see you in here. Glad you're here, man. Again, guys, if you haven't already liked Believers Talk, guys, 2019's here, and we go live a lot. I mean, during the regular season, I plan on going live every Thursday during halftime of Thursday Night Football, every Monday during Monday Night Football for both a pregame Thursday night and a postgame on Monday night. Again, sharing the stage with hashtag sports to give you live play-by-play analysis and reaction. Unfortunately, we can't show the game, but we'll be simulcasting that both on YouTube and on sportscaster.com, so stay tuned for that. So much going on in 2019. Again, hit that like button, comment, and again, go ahead and share this video. Let people know we are live right now talking about the Bills-Vikings game that's going on. We're not watching Josh Allen jump over Anthony Barr anymore, and I hope we don't see that too much during the regular season either. Listen, Josh Allen can stand on his feet and stand in the pocket all day long. I'm good with that. If he can beat teams from a pocket, I would rather that. We know that his feet are a weapon. We know that that deep pass is a weapon. But the less he has to use that, the more he can dump down to Cole Beasley, use his running backs, his monstrous backfield running backs. I mean, you talk about McCoy, you talk about Gore, you talk about Singletary, you talk about Yeldon, talk about Christian Wade. You know what I mean? Like he just has a backfield. And by the way, I saw Christian Wade's in today's game. If you watch my pregame, you know that I think that means he is definitely meant for the practice squad. And again, we get that extra spot just for him. So there's no reason not to put him on the practice squad for a season and see if he continues to improve. He's been fun to watch, absolutely been fun to watch this preseason. But there's so much more to learn about the game for this young man. So let him learn those things, right? And then bring him back next year. And, who knows how many years he has. Yes, he's in his late 20s, but he's been playing rugby, right? Who knows what his legs are like right now? Who knows how many years he has left at that high productive level? And no one's really seen him play football, right? So maybe the defenses aren't going to be onto his game when he comes in. So again, Murph in the ear. I got the Buffalo Bulls game on my phone. Keeping up to date on that. Last I checked, that game was 21-7. Buffalo Bulls. 7-3 still here. Buffalo, Minnesota. Again, Tyree Jackson is not looking good. Tyree Jackson currently 6 for 9. Murphy has 5 rushes for 18 yards. So that's pretty much it there. Still 21-7 in the Buffalo Bulls. Robert Morris game. Buffalo should we win this game? I'm pretty sure they were favored by like 45 points or something crazy like that. We know that the Buffalo Bulls lost a lot this offseason. You talk about Cam Lewis, you talk about Tyree Jackson, you talk about some of those big name players for the Buffalo Bulls. Not there, but they still have a good team. And I'm looking forward to that matchup next week, like I said, at Happy Valley against Penn State. I'm so looking forward to that matchup. Penn State lost a lot this past offseason too. It'll be interesting to see how those two do. Really a big matchup for the University of Buffalo. Don't expect to see them win that game. I don't. But I expect them to cover their spread. I don't even know what the spread is right now, but I expect them to cover. I expect it to be a competitive game, unlike what some people think. So let me know what you think. If you are Buffalo Bulls fans, again, last year the Buffalo Bulls won the MAC East, so I look forward to another good season there. So again, listening to the Bills game. Welcome to Billievers Talk. We're talking about the Wyatt Teller trade as well. Also, Stephen Hauschka. I really like this. I really like this play by Brandon Beane and the Buffalo Bills. We had, including myself, Buffalo Bills fans, talking about Stephen Hauschka. Should we trust him? Is he still Hausch money Hauschka, or is it time to maybe look elsewhere, right? I really like the move that they did. They were like, no, we're going to trust this guy. We're going to prove to him, we're going to show him that we trust him by giving him a 2-year extension. Listen, Stephen Hauschka has done great things for us his first 2 years here. And, there's no reason to think that he can't continue to be that productive guy. Last week, taking that 40-plus yard field goal, going 2 for 2 from extra points. Guys, past 2 seasons for the Bills, he's missed 1 extra point. Not too many kickers in the league can say they've had that kind of consistency. You have Tucker in Baltimore, and then you have Stephen Hauschka right behind him. And you talk about a guy who just 2 seasons ago tied the record for most consecutive 50-plus yard field goals made. I trust Stephen Hauschka to continue to do well, continue to produce when it counts the most in the regular season. I think that the Buffalo Bills did the right thing there by extending him that extra 2 years. And again, guys, it is a team-friendly contract. So let's say Stephen Hauschka goes out there and bombs, right? He doesn't do well. Well, we can release him, and it's not going to cost us as much as some might think. So again, cannot be too upset about that. Brandon Beane doing a great job getting this team ready to go. And I think he did it again. So let me know what you think. Are you guys happy with the Stephen Hauschka extension? Do you wish that we would have looked? I mean, Chase McLaughlin has had a good preseason, and I continue to see that he's been doing well. And we'll see what happens. I mean, the Vikings just missed a 37-yarder earlier in this game. So we'll see what happens. Again, to have a guy who was perfect inside 4 yards last season in Stephen Hauschka, that's pretty good. You give me 100% inside 40, I'll take that every day of the week. Not every team can guarantee that. So we'll take that when we can get it. Again, thank you guys for joining me on Believers Talk. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. Like I said, 2018 is going to be a lot of fun, and I look forward to sharing it with you guys. And then also, guys, if you aren't new, share this video. I see that my live stream might be getting choppy here, or might be losing you guys somewhat. So if I do lose you, just let me know, and I'll obviously get right back on here as well. But I'm looking forward to it, teaming up with Hashtag Sports, teaming up with BewareTheStampede.com. Go to BewareTheStampede.com. It's a fan page. It's a Bills fan page. As it's pretty much your one-stop shop, guys. You want to look at who the Bills Hall of Famers are. They have it on that website. You want to look at Buffalo Bills Stadium news. We're all talking about getting a new stadium. It's on that website. You want to talk about the Bills roster, salary cap, schedule, all that kind of stuff. Go to BewareTheStampede.com. He has you covered. So go over there as well. But yeah, it's going to be a fun season. I look forward to joining you guys for all of it. We're going to have a fun weekend. The weekend the Bills play the Eagles. I'm going to that game. I will be in Buffalo for that game. We're going to do a lot of fun stuff that weekend. So I hope you guys join me there. Don't not see too many people chatting right now, so I hope I did not lose you in the chat. Again, we're going to be live on here until the end of the Bills game. So I hope you guys are with me. I hope you guys are doing all right. Bills still down 7-3, getting to the end of the first half. Again, if you guys watched my pregame episode, we did talk about the Bills possibly starting 4-0 in preseason or going 4-0 in the preseason for the first time in Bills history. The only other time they won the first 3 preseason games was back in 1966, and then they went on to lose in the AFL championship game to the Kansas City Chiefs. Chiefs go on to play the Green Bay Packers in Super Bowl 1. The rest is history, right? Packers win. But it would have been cool if the Bills could have been part of that first Super Bowl, something that we could hung our hats on, just like the fact that we're the only team to ever beat 4 straight Super Bowls. That's pretty impressive as well. Lots of content out there for you guys that I put out every single day. I talked about my prediction for the Buffalo Bills, have them going 11-5. Let me know what you think of your prediction of our Buffalo Bills. How do you think they're going to do? What is the qualifications to make the practice squad? I think Tyree Jackson makes it on there. Tyree Jackson is definitely eligible. In order to be eligible for the practice squad, I'll probably get this wrong. Go over to hashtag sports. Paul nailed this in a few episodes. He talked about what you need to be on the practice squad, but it needs to be the first 4 years. First, it needs to be the first 4 years of your NFL career. So like Christian Wade and Duke Williams, right? Even though they're above 25 years old, it's in the first 4 years of their NFL career, so they're still practice squad eligible. Second, I believe you cannot have more than a full season on an active roster in order to be practice squad eligible. So those are the 2 that I know of. I'm sure there's more rules in there as well. Now the Bills this season, and as well as every other team in the AFC East, the Patriots, Dolphins, Jets, and Bills, all get an extra practice squad spot. However, that 11th spot is reserved for their international player, right? So in Bill's case, it's Christian Wade. We either get an 11th player and it's Christian Wade, or we only get 10, which is why this whole preseason, even though he's looked impressive, even though he's been fun to watch, I've had Christian Wade on the practice squad. Christian Wade has had a carry or 2 in this game tonight, so that's why I think he's destined for the practice squad, even though, again, he's been a fun addition to watch. But those are the 2 qualifications that I know of. So someone like Tyree Jackson, who was an undrafted free agent this offseason, is definitely eligible for the practice squad. I don't know, I feel like it's counterproductive, however, to carry a quarterback on your practice squad. And the reason I say that is because you can dress a third quarterback and he doesn't count against your original 47. So for those who don't know, you have a 53-man roster when the season starts. However, you only dress 47 of the 53. But if you have a third-string quarterback to that would be 48, and that would be okay under NFL standards. I'm pretty sure I got that right. Again, if you go over to hashtag sports, Paul just has that stuff on lock, right? Like, you go over there, Paul's just like, oh, we want to talk about practice squad. Well, boom, 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 boom. So, I normally check them out. I might even text him, be like, hey, did I get that right? Because he has that information. Mario and Paul do a great job. So if you're not over at hashtag sports, go over there after you're watching me here, hit that subscribe button over there as well. They do a great job. So again, guys, thank you for joining me here on Believers Talk as we are half an hour in. Like I said, we're going to continue to talk about Wyatt Teller. Tell me what you think about that Wyatt Teller trade. Do you like it? Do you not like it? If you don't like it, let me know why, because I love the trade. I love extra draft capital. I love Brandon Beane's mindset, right, of get the extra draft capital while you can, and then you can turn that into other draft capital or turn that into other players. We've seen them do that before. Talk about 2 seasons ago when we went up to get Josh Allen. We made moves consistently throughout the offseason to get up to 7 to be able to get Josh Allen as our quarterback. Now, the Jets moving up to 3 kind of halted our progress, but you have to think that we were in talks with the Colts too about possibly moving up to that 3rd spot. But luckily we didn't, because if we move up to 3, we only have 1 first-round pick compared to 2. We get Tremaine Edmonds as a bonus. I mean, I think it worked out pretty well for our Buffalo Bills, getting Josh Allen, hopefully our franchise quarterback. And then we got Tremaine Edmonds, hopefully our franchise middle linebacker. So I'll drink to that. But again, guys, thank you for joining me. Again, 7-3 Minnesota over Buffalo. I got Murph in the ear talking to me about the game. Less than 2 minutes to go in the first half. And then, of course, I'm watching the Buffalo Bulls game on my phone. That's why I keep looking down. So if I'm looking down when you get on here, I apologize. I'm not trying to be rude. I'm just keeping you up to date. Rob Moore scores a field goal, makes it 21-10. Again, a little disappointing. The line was 42, so the Buffalo Bulls were predicted to win this game handily. Right now, 21-10. A little more than 2 minutes to go in the first half there. But again, it's just fun that football is back in the air. You can smell it. You can taste it, right? Football's back in the air. Let's get this fourth preseason game over with. If the Bills win, they go 4-0 for the first time, yada, yada, yada. That's great, but it doesn't really matter all that much. And if they don't win, then we just move on. What's in the flask? Just some cough syrup or something. Nothing too bad. Nothing too bad. You know, I gotta stay sober for most of this, so nothing too terrible. James, hey, all three great channels, man. All three great channels. Watch Buffalo Fanatics. Rico, I think he's over there doing a great job. Love watching him. Just always a good thing. Just always good to get Buffalo Bills content. I'm a fan of a lot of Buffalo Bills YouTube channels, all great in their own right, and I just enjoy getting other perspectives, right? That's why I'm here, right? I want to give you fans and me different perspectives, right? Where else can I talk to 10, 11, 12, 20, 30, 40 other Bills fans and not Bills fans? You know, I have tried to find a good YouTuber for every single football team. I got most of them. I got everyone in the AFC East. I watch Jet Central. I watch TD Finn's talk just to keep up with what's going on around the league. So that way, if you guys come here for your information, hey, I got it for you. You know, if you come on here and you're like, hey, what do I hear about Jadeveon Clowney being interested in the Miami Dolphins? Hey, you know, I heard that too. I want to talk about that because let me tell you something. Jadeveon Clowney going to the Dolphins affects the Bills pretty big. Affects Josh Allen pretty big. So you better believe I want to pay attention to that news, and I want you guys to pay attention to that news too. I want you guys to get as much Bills content as possible. You know, and just take it all with a grain of salt, whether you believe it or not. Listen, all we're doing as fans is speculating, right? We have the Wyatt Teller trade. We all thought that there was something in the mix, a trade of some sort in the mix. And here it is, Wyatt Teller. Not a huge trade, right? Not a blockbuster, but we get extra picks. Who knows what those picks are going to turn into? They might turn into picks during the draft. They might turn into something else entirely. We might package 2/5, just like we did this past season, right? Package 2/4, moved up to the third, picked up Dawson Knox from Ole Miss. Hopefully he's a stellar tight end, and we have our tight end for the next 5 to 10 years, right? You never know what this is going to lead to. 2-minute drill for the Minnesota Vikings in the red zone. Minute 30 to go. And the Vikings are 3-0 as well. So whoever wins this game will finish 4-0 on the preseason. Not sure if Minnesota's done that before in their history in the NFL. But I know this will be the first time for the Bills. But there's more important things here. Trevor Lewis writes, looks like you and I are going to be wrong about Duke. Looks like he's going to make the roster. Listen, going into the preseason, going into the OTAs, yeah, I was definitely not as high on Duke Williams as other people were. But I also was saying, guys, if Duke Williams makes the team, I'm happy to be wrong because that just means he deserves to make this team. He's one of the best 6, maybe 7 wide receivers. So I'm happy to be wrong there. I saw that play last week where he caught that touchdown pass and just kind of like held it above his head because he knows he's one of the tallest receivers on the field. He knows he can hold it above a cornerback's head. That's what we wanted Kelvin Benjamin to do for 2 years. Never did it. And all of a sudden, Duke Williams can do that. That's what we want to see. And if he can produce that on a regular basis, then I'm happy he's on this team. Keep it up, man. Keep it up, big fella. Let's go. Let's win this together. I'm happy to be wrong there. But Trevor, you're right. It looks like he is getting closer and closer to locking up that roster spot. And again, I'm okay to be wrong. Listen, like I said, that's why That's why you go to all these different Bills YouTube channels. I know Rico has been a huge fan of Duke Williams. But here's another thing about Rico. He was a huge fan of Nathan Peterman too. So you win some, you lose some. It's just the way it goes. And I love talking it out with you guys. I love you guys. I mean, talk about hashtag sports. Always pointing out things I never think of. And we hash it out over between us and hashtag sports sometimes, and it's all in good fun. We all have different ideas. I remember one time Paul asked if you get one Bill in history to be on the current Bills team that would help the team the most, who would it be? I picked Pete Metzelaars. He didn't think Pete Metzelaars would be a good tight end in today's NFL. I say, hey, a 6'8" ex high school and college basketball player, he'll do fine in today's NFL. But we'll never know. We'll never know, but it's fun to debate those kind of things. And those guys are always good about it, always fun. I look forward to seeing them. Like I said, I'll be in Buffalo for that game on October 25th. It's that weekend against the Eagles. So I'll be there all weekend. I'll probably hang out with hashtag sports a little bit, maybe do some collaboration videos while we're there. We'll talk about our partnership with sportscaster.com as well. So it's always a good time. Always a good time. Maybe we'll bring my flask along, have some extra cough medicine in there, and we'll definitely have a good time. So you guys want to keep your ears open because I'll be planning stuff all weekend long. Does McKenzie get another shot if he gets cut? Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Remember last year when we signed McKenzie, the spark plug he was for our team? He was an absolute spark plug. He was great. He lifted up a lot of spirits in Buffalo. I thought he did a good job on special teams. He did a good job in receiving. He did. I still remember that fake punt. I think it was against the Jets where McKenzie gets the first down. Logan Thomas, I think, passes it to him out in the flat, gets a first down, and we go on and beat the Jets in that game. I think it was 41-10. So he'll definitely be a spark plug somewhere if he does not make this team. Unfortunately for him, we signed Andre Roberts in the offseason, special team specialist. Our wide receiving core just gets better, right? You talk about Cole Beasley, you talk about John Brown, you talk about just getting better. Zay Jones now in his third year. This is a prove-it year for Zay Jones if he makes this team. And again, if he makes this team. We all saw that family drama that he had on social media. His dad, his mom, all them people talking smack on Twitter, and we'll see what that means. Maybe it means nothing. Maybe it means something. Maybe they know something we don't. Again, Zay Jones, I don't know if his roster spot is locked yet or not, but I think he still has something to prove, and I hope he does it for the Bills because I'm a huge Zay Jones fan. But you just never know what's gonna happen here in the NFL. The Buffalo Bulls still up 21-10 with less than a minute to go in the first half there. 10-3, Minnesota kicks the field goal, so it's now 10-3 Minnesota over Buffalo with 34 seconds to go in the first half there. Tyler Jackson rushes for 18 yards. Jason Kroom has a catch for 16 yards. Again, Jason Kroom's first game for the Buffalo Bills. Be interesting to see if he doesn't get cut. Again, he's playing that fourth preseason game. James Williams chimes in. Do I think that we could possibly trade a few more players for draft capital? Draft picks are always a plus to have in your back pocket. I like the Bills' depth. And that includes some players that we might be able to trade for. If Wyatt Teller was going to be a cut candidate and we were able to trade for him, Cleveland wasn't that high up in the waiver order, right? So we're able to sell that package, give him a 7th rounder, and say, here you go. We'll take the 5th and 6th. Thank you very much. And even better, since it's a 2021 7th round pick, we have time to get that back, right? Somehow we have time to get that back. Get a 7th rounder back later for someone else. We're going to see what happens. We're going to see what happens. Jones must have trade value instead of being cut. No, Trevor wrote that. Trevor Lewis. I think so. I think he definitely has trade value with this team. I think he's proven that enough. But again, you always need to find a trade partner, right? Who really desperately needs a wide receiver. Mario always talks about the Bengals needing a wide receiver, and that's very possible. They do, especially with A.J. Green going down. But you look at some teams in the NFL, you wonder how much are they willing to give up for a guy who really hasn't proven anything yet, right? The guy who, I like him, and I keep reminding people he did have 6 touchdowns in the last 6 games last season or something like that. So you want to keep that in mind when you're talking about Zay Jones. So we'll see what happens. I'm looking forward to it. I like Zay Jones. I like Zay Jones. I want to see him stay in Buffalo, but we'll see what happens with him. So still 10-3 in the game. Getting ready to go to halftime. You look at the oh no, my flask. End of the first half. 28-10 now. Buffalo Bulls just scored a touchdown. So right before halftime, the Bulls scored a touchdown, make that 28-10. More likely that they're going to cover that 42-point spread. Has Houston filled their need? I could see that being a fit. You do not want to keep. You do want to keep him. So Trevor Lewis writes in he does want to keep Zay Jones. Like I said, I want to keep Zay Jones too. But we will see what happens. Houston, I'm not sure if they're looking for wide receiver. Maybe they'll get someone for Jadeveon Clowney. The more this Jadeveon Clowney thing goes on, the more I think it's likely he does get traded. Obviously, we've heard him talking with other teams, so obviously something's going on. I don't want him in Buffalo. I know there's been talk going back and forth, but we'll see. Jackson is hurting, has been since the first drive he got his leg rolled up on. Well, that's what kind of stinks about only having one quarterback for that third preseason game. I've been saying we should pick up a 4th quarterback just for filler, right? And this is the perfect example. Tyree Jackson. I knew I did that wrong. Tyree Jackson, undrafted free agent, young man. Last thing you want is for him to get injured like this and then come out and throw a bad game. And then all of a sudden teams shy away from him, and he has what is his one chance in the NFL taken away because he got rolled up on and the Bills kept him out there. Obviously, we're not going to put Josh Allen out there. Obviously, we're not going to put Matt Barkley out there. Why can't you have that 4th guy just to kind of say, hey, Tyree Jackson, you're not doing well. You're not feeling the best. You got injured. What's going to happen if something worse happens in the second half? And he has this pressure on him now to continue to perform even though he's not feeling his best. I just don't think that's fair to a young man. Now, granted, fairness when you're talking about becoming an NFL quarterback can be taken with a grain of salt. But yeah, I think it's a little unfair to him. Have still throw some LOL. What are you gonna do? Honestly, what are you gonna do in that situation if Jackson goes down in the second half and can't continue? Obviously, Jackson's gonna be practice squad at best at this point for the Buffalo Bills. But if the Buffalo Bills don't even plan on keeping him on practice squad, then it's really unfair to him to let him continue to keep doing poorly. No, it doesn't matter in the for a Buffalo Bills fan, probably not. We got our guy, right? But it's not fair to a young man who has worked his butt off. I remember OTAs. He was the first guy, or training camp. He was the first guy on the field, last guy to leave. I mean, that's the kind of guy we're dealing with here with David Tyree. Again, if you're just joining me, guys, first of all, welcome to Billievers Talk. If you haven't hit that subscribe button, the season is just getting ready to get started, guys. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. Share this video. Let them know we will be live till the end of the Buffalo Bills game. We won't be talking just about the Buffalo Bills either. I mean, talking about the second half of a 4th preseason game, there's not much to talk about. But we have the Buffalo Bulls going on right now. They're at halftime or close to it against Robert Morris, up 28-10, just scoring a touchdown right before half. Go up 28-10. They're favored by 42 points. We're up by 18. They're favored by 42. So need to get their act together before next week's game against the Penn State Nittany Lions, right? Big game against a Big Ten team, one of the Big 5 power conference teams. We rarely get those in Buffalo. Let's make it something to remember. It wouldn't be Wichita State or whatever it was over Michigan, but it would be a fun little upset if the Buffalo Bulls can somehow beat Penn State. So I'm sorry, Appalachian State. That's right, Appalachian State. Bills Mafia 55 is in the house. How you doing? Glad you're here. Jack should not even make the practice squad as he is playing like ass. Was the Teller trade a sign the Bills will make a move on Clowney? I was thinking, not necessarily Clowney, but I was thinking, is the extra draft capital to make a move, right? Now we have an extra 5th and 6th round pick. Can we bundle that to make another move? I don't think we're interested in Clowney for so many different reasons. I mean, obviously, as Paul from Hashtag Sports talked about when we were watching his channel, when they talked about this trade, obviously you're going to have something in principle if you make this trade, but I just don't trust that. I really don't. And there's no reason for Clowney to stick to that if he wants or if he doesn't want to, And you talk about a defense right now in the Buffalo Bills that has the potential to be a number one overall defense. Now, if you believe that Jadeveon Clowney is going to be a good locker room presence, if you believe that Jadeveon Clowney can make this one of the best defenses of all time, then do it. Pick him up. And if we do trade for him, I trust this regime a lot more than I would trust other regimes. So I know that they'll see something and I'll trust them in that. But you do have to realize that he's on a franchise tag. We still don't know if that's going to be as a defensive end or a linebacker. We're not sure because of that grievance there. We don't know if he's willing to stick with Buffalo. There's too many questions. How much money does he want? Now, yes, do we have the capital? Do we have the salary space for that? Absolutely. We have the salary cap room for that. But how much of that is he going to suck up? Throw Jackson in for free. If we throw Jackson in, they might charge us more, apparently, from what they're talking about. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. I personally don't want Clowney, but we'll see what happens. I mean, again, I do trust this process enough to know that if they trade for Clowney, they see something that has potential, and I'm going to trust that. I'm really beginning to trust Brandon Beane. I'm really trusting Coach McDermott. I'm really trusting Leslie Frazier. The only guy I don't trust yet is that Brian Daboll guy, right? Brian Daboll, clearly a joke. Yeah, I thought maybe. But I thought, Brian Daboll has something to prove this season. We got rid of our offensive lines coach. We got rid of our wide receivers coach. There's so many different coaches we got rid of this offseason. We added so many more. We got a new quarterback coach in Ken Dorsey, who's going to be a great quarterback coach. A lot of people are saying he's going to be a great help to Josh Allen, and I think he's going to be too. But now there's no more excuses for Brian Daboll, right? I listened to Paul and Mario talk about how this offense might start off slow the first half of the season. And I think that happens to a lot of teams, but I don't want it to happen here. I think this year can be a very exciting and special year, and I look forward to, again, sharing it with all of you. I miss preseason Peterman right now. We all miss preseason Peterman, but we don't miss regular season Peterman. John Gruden's over there still salivating over Peterman. Hey, maybe he starts over Derek Carr week one. Whatever the case might be, he's Oakland's problem now. So best of luck to him in Oakland. But I don't think we're going to see him much, right? I mean, you got Derek Carr over there. You got AB, a new fancy weapon over there. I think that they're going to be a dynamic duo. We'll see how Oakland does this year. I'm not as high on them as some other people are. Maybe 5-11, maybe 6-10 type season. I did my prediction. Definitely don't have them in the playoffs. So you might want to check out my playoff prediction video that I did. I did one for the Bills. Sorry, they're recapping the whole NFL, talking about who I think is going to be winning that Super Bowl, lifting Lombardi's trophy. So I won't tell you that. I don't want to spoil that for you, but go over to that episode after we're done here, and you can find out who I think is going to win Super Bowl 54. It's going to be a lot of fun this season. I think the Bills have a chance to do something great this season. I really do. Maybe not go all the way, but set themselves up nicely for the next couple years with Josh Allen, with Tremaine Edmonds, with Tre'Davious White, with Ed Oliver. I mean, the list goes on and on with the talent on this team. The absolute talent on this team. People can downplay our wide receivers. I'm good with that. We don't have a star. We don't have a number one wide receiver. I understand that. I agree with them. But I don't think that means they're a bunch of scrubs either. I think we have a good wide receiving core. I think, you talk about the tight end group. The tight end group might, be lacking right now. But who knows what Dawson Knox is going to provide, right? Who knows what Tyler Croft, when he gets back from injury, what he's going to provide. Who knows what Sweeney's going to provide, that 7th-round pick. Does he even make the team? Who knows? That running back room, you got Devin Singletary is our future at running back. Let's go. Let's go. There's a reason why Devin Singletary hasn't seen much this preseason. It's because the Bills coaches have seen enough of him and said, hey, we're good. We know what we got. I was listening to one of the Bills YouTube channels just before I left for dinner today. And he was talking about, don't be surprised if we trade LaShawn McCoy. I don't disagree with that. Don't be surprised if you see maybe Shady get traded. There's still rumors about that. Still possible. Anything's possible. I like Shady. I think Shady's gonna have a good year this year. I don't think Shady's gonna have the year he had, a Pro Bowl season, nothing like that. But I think he's going to improve mightily from last season. I think that's going to happen. Bills Mafia says his tight ends are Knox, Sweeney, Croft, and Smith. I think we keep Croft right now. Croft, I think, is going to be on the pup list, so that means he's not going to be available to week 7, week 8, something like that. So Croft starts the season out on the pup list. That's going to be our first tight end. I like Dawson Knox. When training camp started before the injury, it seemed like him and Josh Allen were just clicking, right? So I like Croft. I think he's going to be all right. And the game now. Hey, the killer Matt, welcome to Believers Talk. Always good to have you in here as well. Game coming back on second half. The Bills, down 10-3. They win this game. They go 4-0 for the first time in team history in preseason again. Doesn't matter that much, right? We just want it to relate to the regular season. We want them to be able to carry that winning way into the regular season. And you want that, and what better way to build that confidence by doing something that the team's never done, right? So. But talking about our tight ends, yeah, I like Dawson Knox. I think Tyler Croft starts off on the pup list. I think Sweeney has proven a lot this preseason. I think he will be a guy that makes the team, but it's all down to that fourth spot, right? Is it Jason Kroom, who played today for the first time in preseason action, which should tell you something, right? Should tell you something about his lack of stability on this 53-man roster. But then you talk about Lee Smith, a guy that used to play for Buffalo, great blocking tight end. Will we keep him? A couple tight ends in there that are possible. I think those are two names that's really between, right? And I'm not sure. I really liked Lee Smith when he was here the first time. Wouldn't mind to see him again. And I think Bills Mafia. I think you're on the money there with your 4 tight ends. The big question in the running back room is, do we keep Patrick DeMarco? In my mind, if we keep Patrick DeMarco, does that mean we still keep Frank Gore and TJ Yeldon? I'm not sure about that. I'm really not sure about that. We saw a lot of Frank Gore last week. We saw a lot of LaShawn McCoy last week. Again, TJ Yeldon did not impress me in the running game last week. He did impress me coming out of the backfield, catching some balls, things like that, but I was not impressed with TJ Yeldon in the run game last week. Wouldn't be surprised if he gets released either. Again, 53-man roster needs to be down to 53 guys by Saturday, so there's going to be a lot of things happening between now and Saturday. Down a roster of now, I think it's 89 guys for the Buffalo Bills, getting brought down to 53. Lots of things need to happen between now and then. And guys, we're going to have you covered right here on Believers Talk, all right? We might not do every single cut in one, giving each cut its own episode, but we are definitely going to break down the cuts. If I don't get the first few, I'll definitely nail them in the next video I do, just to keep you guys up to date. Who is going to make this 53-man roster? Who are the guys that some people thought, well, we're going to make this 53-man roster that all of a sudden didn't? I think the surprise names are going to come out early, right? I think the surprise names are probably going to be the early ones, and then it will just be the guys that no one thought was going to make this team that are going to be playing the second half of this game, basically, to try to get a roster spot. So keep Duke Williams, put Sills on practice squad. I think at this point, I think Duke has earned a roster spot. Really do. And David Sills has not really done anything to impress anybody. And I was listening to Mario and Paul yesterday. They were live yesterday evening, and Paul did talk about how maybe the Bills will purposely not show David Sills all too much because they don't want other teams to sniff him out. Because again, if a team claims David Sills off waivers, he has to be on that team's 53-man roster. So it's not like they can just pick him up and put him on their practice squad. They can't do that. So I think David Sills could easily be a practice squad candidate. I think Duke Williams could easily make this 53-man roster. Evil Crazy, yeah, that's why we're trying to hide Sills. That's what I just talked about. I think that's a very big possibility. We're trying to hide Sills so that way no one can see the talent that we have. Let Tyree Jackson throw him a couple balls and see if he can go get him, because Tyree Jackson does not seem to be too accurate right now in his career. But again, that can change too. Ken Dorsey is really the first coach that Tyree Jackson, the first quarterback coach that Tyree Jackson's had in his career. So what does that mean for his future? Ken Dorsey can help him out a lot and see if he can get better and better, prove more and more. and see if he has a chance to be maybe a backup QB in the NFL. So we'll see what happens. Without a doubt, keep the goods hidden. Yeah, you don't want certain teams getting a sense of what's going on in Buffalo, and Buffalo has a good thing going here. The train's moving, guys. I think the train's moving, and again, I said it in my prediction show. I've said it a few times this offseason. I don't think it's fair to expect the Bills to make the playoffs this season. It'll be great. It'll be great. I'm rooting for them to make the playoffs this season. Again, in my prediction, I'm going 11-5, but I believe that's good enough for a playoff spot. But let's say we go 9-7 and miss out on the playoffs. Is that a disappointment? I don't. I mean, will fans be disappointed? Yes, but you have to remember that's a 3-game improvement from the season before. That's the same record we had 2 years ago when we did make the playoffs. Just tiebreakers, maybe not going our way, things like that. And it all depends on how Josh Allen progresses, right? If Josh Allen continues to progress and continue to look better and better, beginning to read his progressions, beginning to see the field a better, being okay with sticking in the pocket and not taking off all the time, then that's worth it, right? That's worth it to me, even if we don't necessarily make the playoffs. I want to, I don't want to take an off year just because it's expected. I think now's the time, go, do it while the iron's hot, right? But we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. Again, you can't control injuries. You can't control penalties. There's so many things you can't control sometimes. And so we'll see how that affects the Buffalo Bills, how it affects other teams in the AFC East. You just never know. I mean, come on, Williamson for the Jets, already out for the season. Huge loss for the Jets. Can we just roll out the Wildcat with Wade and Murphy for the rest of the game? Hey, luckily I'm just listening. It doesn't sound as bad when you're just listening and you're talking over top of it, so you can't hear much. And again, it is the 4th preseason game, so what can you expect? What can you expect? Third and 8 coming up. Dwayne Jackson is playing. He might not even make the practice squad. Yeah, and that's what people have been saying. People are talking about him not even making the practice squad. Has not been that great. I think going into this game, he was like 6 for 28. Yeah, not a great completion percentage to start off. This game is forcing you to drink. Yeah, we'll blame the game. Sure, why not? Why not? Marcus Murphy with a 12-yard gain on 3rd and 8, getting us a first down. So Bills got first down, new set of downs. I'll go over some scores for you. I don't mind. Every single football team playing tonight, right? So no one gets a unfair advantage going into the regular season. You got Pittsburgh over Carolina 16-10, Indy over Cincy 7-3, Atlanta over Jacksonville 21-6, Jets over Eagles 3-0, Cleveland over Detroit 3-0, Giants over New England 10-9, Washington over 7-3. Washington over Baltimore 7-3. Chicago over Tennessee 6-0. Tampa Bay over Dallas 7-6. Excuse me. Kansas City over Green Bay. Maybe. Kansas City over Green Bay 3-0. The Rams and the Texans tied at 7-7. Miami up 6-0 on New Orleans. 3 more games not yet going on. So those are the scores from around the league in Week 4 preseason. This is like whose line is it anywhere where the points don't matter? Can you get a sip? Hey, if you guys want a sip, knock yourself out. It's nothing too powerful. I'm not that big of a man. No, I drink some water in here and that's about it. This on the dresser and just brought the bottle. Maybe, yeah. I'll figure it out. Luckily, it's preseason for me too. Okay, it's preseason for me too. Rookie mistakes you think I would have learned last season. Same thing with Josh Allen thrown across his body last week. You think you have learned from last season, but you didn't. You didn't learn from your mistakes. So I'll learn come week 2. I'll learn. So I did want you guys to know #sports will be doing a live play-by-play and reaction to Week 1 against the Jets. So again, go over to Sportscaster, go over to #sports on YouTube or either one, and they'll be doing the live play-by-play and reaction there. I will be doing Week 2 when we play the New York, New Jersey Giants. So if you're a fan of Believers Talk, stick on here. Or like I said, go over to Sportscaster. If you're not sure who's hosting what week, just go to sportscaster.com/sports, link in the description below, and then you'll be covered. Whenever we go live, we'll simulcast it on there. You don't need to know. You just know that we're there. So we'll be there every Sunday during the regular season, and we'll even be there for that Thanksgiving game. Gobble gobble. Make sure you eat some good food, and then at 4 o'clock, join me for that live play-by-play reaction of that Thanksgiving game while we beat up on Dak Prescott and those Dallas Cowboys. How about them Cowboys losing to those Bills on Thanksgiving? I look forward to that. Hope you guys do too. Is Kroom done? Yeah, I haven't seen Kroom back in this game yet. He played in the first half. I don't know if the coaching staff needed to see much from him, to be honest with you. The less time he played, that means the more likely, in my mind, that he is to make the 53-man roster. Maybe they just did want to give him some reps. I find that hard to believe with some of the other guys that they have sitting. Some of the other guys are more veteran. Talk about Jason Kroom, a guy only his second year in the league. Maybe they wanted to give him a couple reps in that fourth preseason game just to get him ready. He was just on last play. Okay, Evil Crazy, there you go. There you go. 3rd and 11 from Minnesota 39-yard line. Shotgun formation. Tyree Jackson runs short first down. Tyree Jackson beginning to realize, hey, maybe I should just run the ball. Forget this passing stuff. Too hard at this level. Maybe I should just run the ball. So again, guys, thank you for joining my Believers Talk just to an hour here. And like I said, I'm going to be here throughout the end of the Buffalo Bills game. We will be live streaming every single Bills game during the regular season. Again, whether it's myself, whether it's the guys who are #sports, either way, we'll have live play-by-play and reaction for you. So guys, again, if you haven't hit that subscribe button, hit that subscribe button, share this video, let people know we're here talking about the Buffalo Bills. Haven't given you a Bulls update in quite some time because it was halftime. Still halftime, so I didn't miss anything. "54-yarder by McLaughlin." Was talking about him earlier. Makes it 10-6. Huge kick for a guy. Again, we just signed Stephen Hauschka to that 2-year extension. He had something to prove. He wants teams to look at him and say, hey, maybe that's a kicker worth picking up. The Bears could always use a kicker, right? Tampa Bay usually has kicking issues. There are not, we hear this all the time on, whether it be on NFL Network or talking to your buddies at the water cooler. There are not 32 good kickers in the NFL. There just aren't. So, and everyone's talking about that with who was it? Riley, the soccer player who just made a 50-yarder at Eagles training camp. You guys will let me know, and I feel stupid for not remembering your name. But anyway, everyone's talking about how there's not 32 good kickers in the NFL. Well, here we have a guy backing up Stephen Hauschka, who's not going to make this team, just nailed a 54-yarder. I mean, come on, take a look at this guy. And maybe the Bills should have too, but I like Stephen Hauschka. Like, don't get it twisted. Don't get me wrong. I like Stephen Hauschka. I think Stephen Hauschka should have a job for the Buffalo Bills. He's been consistent for us for 2 seasons. No reason to think that that's going to let up this year. I know he had some rough spots last season after the injury. I know he had some rough spots here in preseason. But the coaches know what they're doing. Brandon Beane knows what he's doing. Brandon Beane's going down to the special teams coach saying, hey, what we got in Stephen Hauschka? He's good to go? Special teams coach says, hey, good to go. He says, all right, let's sign him. Let's give him that confidence back. Let him know that the Buffalo Bills are behind him 100%. And I couldn't be happier about it. Couldn't be happier about the fact that we signed Stephen Hauschka to a 2-year extension just last night to make him a Buffalo Bill hopefully for the next 3 seasons and just continue to be consistent, be that guy who consistently is going to make kicks. I remember last season we played the Tennessee Titans, and it was late in the game, came down to a Stephen Hauschka field goal for the win. I hadn't felt that confident that a kick was going in a long time. Like, I wasn't worried about a game-winning kick. I was just like, this is money. This is game over. We're good to go. And it was. And we were. And we win that game. So, just haven't felt this good about kicker in a long time. Dan Carpenter was rough. Absolutely rough. And there were a couple other rough runs in there after Christie as well. But looks like we got a little bit of consistency here. Thank you, Seattle. Thank you for Seattle for doing that for us, giving us Stephen Hauschka. Happy to take him and happy to see him continue to make field goals for our Buffalo Bills. So again, guys, thank you for joining me on Believers Talk. Going to stay with you for the Buffalo Bulls game. Buffalo sports kicking off in a big way, August 29th. Like I said, the Bulls still up 28-10, second half just getting underway here. Like I said, 28-10 there. And like I said, Buffalo just kicked a field goal, makes it 10-6. And the Buffalo Bills, if they win this game, first time they'll go 4-0 ever in their history in the preseason. Have I seen that program on the Buffalo Bills YouTube channel called Embedded? Loved it, James. Loved Embedded. Gives you a. But I even said this when it came out. I did. I really liked it a lot. But I said this when it came out. I said, guys, they're only going to let us see what they want us to see, right? They were so high on David Sills. If you watch it, they're so high on David Sills after the draft. They're going after him, right? And where's David Sills been? Maybe they knew that he was going to be on the practice squad, like we talked about earlier, hiding your goods, right? Don't let other teams see the goods that you have. You know he needs another year or two to develop. Well, then you don't want to show him off and show what you guys have. But at the same time, David Sills, practice squad. I mean, we're all pretty sure about that, right? It would be a huge shock to a lot of people if David Sills makes that 53-man roster. But again, maybe the coaching staff knows what they have in David Sills and they're not worried about it. But from what he's shown in training camp, from what he's shown in these preseason games, still has a year or two of development. Practice squad's perfect spot for him, but you wouldn't know that by watching that Embedded series, right? So I think they showed you what they wanted you to see, but it was fun seeing it anyway, you know? And I heard someone say it was like the cheap version of Hard Knocks, and I'm good with that, you know? Normally when teams on Hard Knocks, that doesn't make good things happen in the regular season. And so, you know, even though, you know, Oakland, you know, best of luck to you, but normally when you're on Hard Knocks, it doesn't equal a good season for you. So we'll see what happens, but yeah, the Buffalo Bills and Bad series was really good. If you haven't had a chance to see it, I would highly recommend watching it before the season starts. We'll definitely get you hyped for the season. Definitely a lot of good YouTube videos out there that will get you hyped for the season. Some hype videos out there. I'm so excited for that Week 1 matchup next Sunday against the New York, New Jersey Jets. Hope you guys are too. Like I said, I just did my prediction video both for our Buffalo Bills and for the postseason / Super Bowl 54 champion. I let you know who I think is going to be holding up that Lombardi trophy at the end of the year. So after you're done watching this, go back to some of my videos. Check those out, guys. Again, constantly keeping you up to date, constantly giving you Bills content. So be sure to check it out. Be sure to subscribe if you have not already. Share this video. Let people know we're here talking Buffalo Bills football. We talked about the Hauschka extension. We talked a little bit about the Wyatt Teller trade. Again, I think that's a great trade for the Buffalo Bills. Not a bad trade for Cleveland either. Cleveland needs offensive line help. They get it. You know, we're talking about a team in the Bills who signed, 7, 8, 9 offensive linemen this offseason. So we knew we'd have depth there. We knew we had depth there. We knew there's going to be a lot of tough cuts, especially on the offensive line. There's going to be cuts. I don't want Zay, says Mark Succi. First of all, thanks for joining me, Mark. And there are some people who have mixed emotions about Zay. I like Zay. I really do. I don't think Zay is as good as Robert Woods, but I would hate to see that situation happen again. Now, it would be a little bit different here. I know that, but at the same time, man, it'd be really tough to see that happen again. Now, again, I don't think if Woods stays in Buffalo, he has nearly as good of a career as he has for the Rams. Just two different teams, two different offensive schemes. But I think if we cut Zay Jones, he definitely gets signed somewhere else, gets another shot. And last thing I want to see is see him just ball out wherever he goes after he's done Buffalo. But I like I said, 6 of his 7 touchdowns last season were in the last 6 or 5 games of the season. I thought him and Josh Allen were getting on the same page towards the end of last year. I will admit, he hasn't had a great training camp. He hasn't had a good offseason at all. Not fighting for Jesus or nothing like that. Not that bad. But he has not had that great of an offseason, and that has to be worrisome. Has to be worrisome. But I would definitely give him that other shot. Buffalo Bulls still up 28-10 here, 12.5 to go in the third quarter. Minnesota kicks a field goal to go up 13-6. Colton Schmidt available? I think he is. I haven't heard him saying ever. Welcome, Jack Patrick. Welcome to Believers Talk. Glad we got to talk a little bit last night on the hashtag sports stream. Again, guys, not fans of hashtag sports, be a part of hashtag nation as I get more comfortable here. So excuse me for a second. Be a fan of hashtag nation. Join them. Teaming up with them probably throughout 2019. You'll see us do some videos together. You'll see us do live streams of football games together. Buffalo Bills games together. It will be a lot of fun. It'll be a lot of fun. So you want to make sure to check that out. Check them out as well. But yeah, back to Jack. Colin Schmidt is available. Sorry, Colin Schmidt is available. But do we really want him? There's a reason why. There's a reason why he was cut by the Bills twice last season. We go over some of the guy who I'll be looking at is the New England punter who was cut by New England not too long ago. Maybe look his direction. But yeah, there's not too many great punters out there. Unless you're talking about maybe some undrafted free agents who are on the team right now. Like I said, maybe the Bills have their eye on somebody who is currently behind a really good punter on another team. Wait for him to get released by, look at McLaughlin. Perfect example. Maybe there's a punting situation out there that I don't know about. I'm not watching every team during preseason where they have a guy behind their starter. We know Stephen Hauschka is our starter. But you're talking about McLaughlin just made a 54-yarder. He might get signed somewhere. You look at a team that needs a kicker, and they might look at this kid and say, hey, he hasn't missed a kick this preseason. He looks pretty consistent. He has the leg to make the big kicks. Let's pick them up. He's going to get cut, pick them up in waivers, see what happens. Probably the same situation is going to happen with the punting situation. Jorges hasn't had a great game, guys. Let's go over his stats right now. He has not had a great game, and I thought maybe without that pressure right behind him and Corey Carter, since we released him this week, maybe he would get a little bit better. Bulls still 28-10, still up on Robert Morse. But, we were expecting more of the Buffalo Bulls in this game. Again, favored by 42 points in this one. So, you expect a little bit more from them. But you go up to Jorges, averaging 38 yards a punt. Now, one of those... no, it was one of them was a touchback. We didn't even get one inside 20. So talking about 38-yard average. That's not good at all. Talking about the average punt last season. I think I did a video on this. So if I'm wrong, I apologize. But I had the numbers in front of me for that video, so I might want to go back to that. But I think the numbers were somewhere in the 40, 47, 48 yards per punt range. That was the average. 38, obviously not good. But watching me for a while, Joe. Hey, always glad to have you on here, Jack. Always good to see you. Yeah, I think it's cool that I get a team with Paul Moore as well, man. Hashtag sports. We did a couple collabs last year, collaborations, and they're just fun guys. They really are a whole different feel to their streams when they're in the car with you, things like that. Just really cool. I was joking with them from the beginning because I'm originally from that area. Miss Tim Hortons greatly, and here they are with Tim Hortons in their car. Makes me just miss Tim Hortons. I can't wait till that game against the Eagles. Definitely going up to Buffalo to hang out with those guys a little bit. I'll get Tim Hortons. Maybe we'll even meet at a Tim Hortons and maybe have a meet and greet there, something like that. I'll talk to them, see what they want to do. But there's definitely going to be some fun things going on for Buffalo Bills fans, for fans of their channel, for fans of my channel that weekend. It's going to be a good time. So be sure to have that game, have that weekend circled on your calendars. We're going to do some fun stuff. Sales just at completion. Heard that in my ear. So that's good to see. But yeah, 13-6 right now. 4:39 to go in the third quarter. Bills got the ball. Bills punt. Minnesota gets the ball. Where now I live in Lancaster, Pennsylvania, so about 7 hours away from Buffalo. So that's where I live now. But always been a Bills fan. Seems like when I moved away, the passion became more and more, just because I had to do more. I had to work harder to get my news. Believe it or not, social media hasn't always been a thing for all you young kids out there. And so when I first moved here, late 90s, I had to work for it a little bit, and it was fun though. It turned into a little game of how fast can I get my news compared to some of my family and friends in Buffalo, right? And I lost a lot at the beginning, but once you get your wits about you, you figure it out. So Amish country, absolutely. Grew up. Oh, absolutely. See, I know exactly where you're at. So in Buffalo, but yeah, I don't know. Let me see here. Let me see if I can find you. Where in the world is Jack Patrick? Do 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 do. And 29. Yeah, yeah. Okay, okay. I'm looking you up. I'm looking you up. I'm stalking you a little bit. I don't mind. 79. Yeah, yeah, yeah. All right. So yeah. So I actually might pass by you. No, 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 no. I mean, I pass by you like maybe when I go up to like Massachusetts, things like that, or at least close to you, I should say. But normally, yeah, normally I go west then east most of the time. So go through Harrisburg. Limit. Hey, Seth, welcome to Believers Talk. Welcome to. Hey, Hawaii, awesome. Must be nice. Must be nice. Minneapolis, Minnesota. Welcome, Seth, to Believers Talk. Again, just listening to the game. Like I said, I got Murph in my ear right now talking about this game. Minnesota has the ball right now. Doesn't look good for the Bills to go 4-0, but worst things in the world, right? You live, you learn. We got the Buffalo Bulls opening up their college football season against Robert Morris, and they're currently winning. Last I checked, that was 28-10. Now it's 31-10. Buffalo Bulls over Robert Morris. Again, 42-point favorites. My aunt was a PR manager, Bills player for 20 years. That's awesome, Mark. That'd be really cool, especially those years, 1990 to 2010. You talk about the Super Bowl years, some of the greatest years in Bills history, right? So that's really cool to see. With carry torch in the Midwest. Listen, guys. Hey, if you know, I've had people come in here from Germany, from Spain, all over the world, and it's so cool to see Bill's Mafia represented all over the world. I remember I got married. We spent our honeymoon in the Dominican Republic, and man, I was wearing Bills gear every single day, and every day someone was saying, "Hey, go Bills!" You know, it's just talking to me about the Bills because Bills Mafia is everywhere, and it's really cool to see. Seth, right? Tell you, I was at the Bills Vikings game last year, and it was so absolutely. I'm sure you were one of the few proud in that stadium for that game, man. That was a fun game to watch. Watching Josh Allen jump over Anthony Barr, really make his presence known. Right at that point, we're 0-2. Everyone picks Minnesota to win that game. I think we're the second lowest underdog to ever win an NFL regular season game because we were underdogs pretty big. So it was good to see that. Good to see, and like I said, Josh Allen kind of makes his presence known, right, in that game. And from then on, even we the next week we lose to Green Bay 22-0, but that defense shows you something, right, in that game. And we continue to improve. Unfortunately, we have the injury during the Texans game to Josh Allen, and then we have the carousel of quarterbacks, 4 different quarterbacks. Definitely got hit with the injury bug a lot last season. I saw some fans saying that they just fear the Bills will get hit with the injury bug, and that's always a fear, right? Always a fear. You always have to be scared of that. But man, you would have to think that like it would average out, right? And I'm sure Redskins fans and certain other teams have been saying that for quite some time. Like it has to even out, right? But you would have to think it evens out somewhere along the way, and that maybe the Buffalo Bills will get a lucky break this year and be absolved from the injury bug. And sometimes that's all it takes, right? Sometimes all it takes is you stay healthy and the other team doesn't. The other teams don't, right? Like I said, you look at Williamson from the Jets. We go against the Jets week one. They're out one of their best linebackers for the whole season already. So we will see what happens. Held for review. Held for review. How did the home fans treat you? I dig when I am on opposing teams, but did you wear Bill's gear? I mean, every experience I've had at away games wearing Bills gear, and I've been to MetLife, I've been to the Link, I've been to Pittsburgh, Heinz Field. I've had good experiences. It's never been a bad thing. Never. People give Philadelphia fans a bad rap. And they're fine. I mean, I'm not a Cowboy fan like that. But I've never had any issues with any Eagle fan as far as being drunk or belligerent or giving me a hard time. I've never had that. So you're probably only a Buffalo Bills fan in Greene County. Well, that happens sometimes. Sometimes I feel like I'm the only Bills fan in Lancaster. Lancaster's pretty big, so we have our fair share. But hey, we represent Greene County, man. Bills Mafia has to be everywhere. Has to be everywhere. And you have to be loud, no matter where you are, man. So great for you, James, for continuing to be strong for Bills Mafia. Listening to the Bills game, like I said, guys, if you just joined me, first of all, welcome to Billievers Talk. My name's Joe. We're getting you ready for the start of the regular season. Again, some big names could probably about to be cut, guys. You have to get that 91-man roster, which we're already cutting it down, right? You talk about the Wyatt Teller trade. You talk about getting rid of Corey Carter. You talk about moving Mike Love to IR. There are some moves we've already made to start cutting into that roster. But that has to be all settled by Saturday. By Saturday, you have to have a 53-man roster. So you might see me on the phone posting some content. Might not have any tags or special tags or any cute little thumbnail or nothing like that. It will just be me giving you a quick update. Boom, sending it out because I want you guys to be up to date on all Buffalo Bills news, and I want you guys to let me know what you think as well. Right? We re-release Zay Jones. I'm going to do an episode the moment I get it on my phone to say, hey, guys, this is what's going on. We just released Zay Jones. So if you're not near TV, if your phone for some reason isn't getting reception, first thing you see is my YouTube channel pop up and say, hey, this just happened. I want you guys to be up to date as soon as possible. So again, hit that subscribe button. Once you hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell. Lafayette Pitts just got called for holding, gives Minnesota a first down. Again, getting close to the end of the third quarter. If the Buffalo Bills want to continue the streak, make history, and go 4-0 for the first time in Bills history in preseason, they have to do something quickly here. But hey, again, we just want to see the wins in the regular season, man. I'm not gonna lie. We make the playoffs. I'm not gonna be like, oh well, we didn't win that fourth preseason game. We needed to win that. Nope, don't care. Don't care. But yeah, you talk about the tight end position, the wide receiver position. You talk about that running back room. Some tough cuts, man. Marcus Murphy's been playing most of this game. Makes you think that he probably is not going to make the roster. We've seen Christian Wade in there a few times this game, so he probably will be set for the practice squad, which isn't a surprise. We'll just continue to see what happens. Again, guys, thank you for joining me on Believers Talk. I know it's going to be a late night. As again, we're going to stay with you. Final minute in the third quarter, we're going to stay with you throughout the fourth quarter. We'll talk about whatever you guys want to talk about. So leave a comment, have a question for me. Happy to talk about it. Happy to keep you covered on Buffalo sports. Again, the Buffalo Bulls just started their season today, up 31-10 on Robert Morris halfway through the third quarter. So it looks like they're going to get the win again. They were 42-point favorites in that one, though. So obviously not bringing out the big guns yet. Hopefully they're just getting some rust off their tires for that big one next week. Next week's the big one. About going to Happy Valley, playing the Nittany Lions in Penn State. Very excited about that game. Again, not sure if I see the Bulls win that one. Would love it. Would love to see us beat Penn State, but not sure if I see it. But I hope we keep it close. I hope we show up and people take notice that hey, the Bulls they're not some scrubs. They're here for play, and they're able to play, and we continue to produce. Hold on a second. Bills have a man down before we go commercial break, so they're going to let us know when they come back, I'm sure. Let me know in the comment section if you guys are watching the game. Who's down? There's a Buffalo Bills injury. Who is it? I want to know who it is. Who is it? They say it's at point of attack. Didn't hear anything about a flag on the play. Don't know how bad it looked, but yeah, just let me know. If you guys know, let me know. Empty. Empty. What a rookie mistake. I tell you what. I tell you what. Didn't see a number. Looked like a lineman. Okay. Thanks, Evil Crazy. Like I said, Murph said when they get back from commercial, they'll let us know who it is. So yeah, I will let you know when I know. Obviously, these guys, second half of the fourth preseason game, guys that probably weren't going to make the roster anyway. 13-6 right now, Minnesota, heading towards the end of the third quarter. Took a quick commercial break here during an injury timeout. It seems like nothing too major. Rushing, again, Tyree Jackson, 43 yards rushing. Marcus Murphy, 8 rushes for 27 yards. Christian Wade, 5 for 15. Receiving, Raymond McLeod's our leading receiver, 4 receptions for 19. Duke Williams, 2 for 18. Jason Kroom, 1 for 16. Marcus Murphy, Cam Phillips, both have 2 for 10. And David Sills has 1 reception as well. And that's another thing, if David Sills is your practice squad player, then do we keep 2 wide receivers on the practice squad? Jack Patrick, PSU, my alma mater. Hey, when you have an alma mater, you definitely want to. Vosean Joseph, the injured Buffalo Bill. So trainers tending to him. Vosean Joseph, 5th round draft pick by the Buffalo Bills. As I lose my lose Murph here in my ear. So, but you want to see Vosean Joseph get better. And now it's the third quarter, so we're going to go to the fourth. Always hate when that happens, right? They take commercial break just for 1 or 2 plays, and then all of a sudden they'll come back. So yeah, Vosean Joseph, Evil Crazy. I just heard that too. Kind of surprising. Vosean Joseph, definitely a name you might expect to hear on the practice squad, just because again, he does have practice squad eligibility. And you would hope that we keep a guy like that, hard-hitting guy. We saw that in that second, maybe that third preseason game. Special teams played really well there. So we'll see what happens with Vosean Joseph. See how serious the injury is first, obviously. Because as Coach McDermott and Brandon Beane both alluded to, you want everyone healthy and you want these decisions to be tough, right? You want that because that means you have a great team in front of you. Now you just hope that you make the right decision. When you're deciding between T.J. Yeldon and Frank Gore, you hope you make that right decision. When you decide between, if you are deciding between Jason Kroom and Tommy Sweeney or Jason Kroom and Lee Smith, you hope you're making that right decision. You hope you're making the right choice for your team. Not necessarily the best player. Who's the best player for your team? So you always want to think about that. Again, guys, thank you for watching on Believers Talk. We're keeping you up to date on the Bills game right now. End of the third quarter, 13-6. Bills yet to find the end zone. Tyree Jackson just getting short completions at this point. I think I just said 12 for 17, 79 yards. You see him playing next to Milano Edmonds for the next couple of years. Talking about Joseph. Joseph just a hard-hitting dude. Great 5th round pick. I really loved that pick. I think we got a steal there in the 5th round. But yeah, maybe this young man can learn from the system a little bit for a year or 2 on the practice squad. And he has the practice squad eligibility. We have so much depth at linebacker. That's something that you love too. The depth at linebacker isn't going anywhere. We talk about the young guys, Milano. Talk about Edmonds. Probably want to keep him for as long as you can. Obviously, Lorenzo Alexander getting up there in age, but did sign that 1-year extension. So you talk about leadership quality there. Is Vosean Joseph someone who takes over that Lorenzo Alexander spot once he retires? You never know. You never know what's going to happen. Obviously, we hope that Tremaine Edmonds takes over from a leadership standpoint, right? We hope that middle linebacker, that captain of that defense, becomes that leader, becomes that voice. Talking about a guy who's currently only 20, 21 years old, something like that. So has some years, has some growing up to do. But he has a great guy to learn from in Lorenzo Alexander. You're talking about a guy who, during training camp or during OTAs, had Daryl Talley come in and speak to him. And that's just, it talks about his mindset, I think he also had, was it Takeo Spikes? Also came in and talked to him as well. I know he had another linebacker come in there, talk to him as well. So that's really cool. It's that kind of stuff. So, yeah, Vosean Joseph hopefully going to be around for a little bit. Probably practice squad material this season. Might be able to get him off practice squad when we need some special teams help, something like that. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. First down for the Bills, Minnesota 37-yard line. I think it's Vikings ball. Yeah, Murphy. I think Murphy gave me the wrong information there. I think it's Vikings ball. Just listening to the names. Just listening to the names. Talking about Mitch Morse being good to go for the start of the regular season, so that's good news. Second and 7 I formation. Minnesota Vikings get into the red zone. Got Jaquan Johnson in the game right now. Surprised to hear that. I thought Jaquan Johnson was going to be good to go for the 53-man roster, so maybe I'm wrong there. 13-14 left in the game. Again, Bills down by 7. Minnesota has ball in the red zone, so not looking like the Bills will be able to get that 4-0 record after all. But the Vikings will, because again, both these teams 3-0. But the preseason is what matters, guys. The preseason record is not what matters here. What matters here is in 10 days, the Buffalo Bills go to New Jersey, go to East Rutherford to play the New York, New Jersey Jets. We start with a divisional game. It's huge. It's huge. I'm not saying it's not huge, but I've heard people on Twitter sit there and say, hey, we need this win. It's as close to a must-win game in week 1. There's no such thing as a must-win game week 1, unless you say all games are must-win, which that I believe. I agree with you. But yeah, give me a second. If you follow shows we stated for about 3 months now. Yeah. Hashtag Sports just tweeted about it, just about how there are going to be fans that have fan favorites who are going to be cut. Yeah, Mitch being ready to go is great news. I agree with you. Now you just hope the lack of reps does not interfere with why did I do that? Does not interfere with the camaraderie between the line and also the cohesiveness of the snap, right? At the time of snap, it's very important that him and Josh Allen get that down. We've seen him practice it during training camp. We've seen him practice it during OTAs. Even while he was on concussion protocol, while he was sitting on the bench, we've seen them continue to get that snap down. So hopefully that doesn't become an issue. Hopefully he is that captain on that offensive line that he needs to be. Going right into it again. You watch the guys at Hashtag Sports that talk about it again. They talk about our offense getting off to a slow start. I don't want to see that. I don't want to make excuses for our team. Minnesota Vikings at the 13-yard line, going in, so they're in the red zone. So a field goal here puts them up 2 scores. So again, maybe during the regular season I'm freaking out a little bit, but luckily here it's the 4th preseason game. Give you an update on the Buffalo Bulls game again. Again, Buffalo Bulls starting their season as well against Robert Morris. We have 3 minutes to go in the 3rd quarter there with the score 31-10. Looking good for the Buffalo Bulls. You had again. Closing odds were the Bulls to be winning by 42. That doesn't look like it's happening. Hopefully, you guys pick the spread. This game is. I think you meant petty, right? I'm not worried at all about this game at all. Flag in the end zone, probably pass interference on Buffalo. Oh, Alshon Joseph was back in the game, so that's good. But he got a penalty, so that's not good. Looks like a illegal hit on a defenseless wide receiver, maybe. Yep. Alshon Joseph gets a penalty for hitting a defensive player in the head, half the distance to the goal. So you're going to talk about 1st and goal for the Vikings at the 7-yard line. My season, Jack, I did do a Buffalo Bills season prediction video. Go check that out. I go over each game, but I will let you know that my gut has us going 11-5, 11-5, securing wild card spot. And if you want, you can go to my playoff and Super Bowl prediction video, and that will let you know how far I think the Buffalo Bills are going to go in the playoffs. I think Bills fans are happy with my prediction. It'd be awesome if it came true. It really would. If we finished 11-5, it would be just a huge success, and that would put even more pressure on this team next season to produce even more. You know, and that'd be fun. So James Williams puts, "You going to buy any new Bills jerseys this year? If so, who?" That will be number 6, Terry Jackson. Yeah, I think I'll skip the Terry Jackson jersey. The next jersey I want is not a Buffalo Bills jersey, to be honest with you. The next jersey I want, and I'm telling everyone this, is I want to get myself one of those gold Buffalo Sabres jerseys with that number 50 Sabres in the back. That's what I want. So it won't be a player jersey, even it'll be a team jersey. Just really, really think those jerseys look nice. Obviously, the Buffalo Sabres in the 50th NHL season. So looking forward to watching that. Hopefully, good things to come. I know we've been in the basement for quite some time now. And, we have the longest current drought in the NHL. Bills fans, Buffalo fans know something about long playoff droughts. But yeah, we'll see what happens. We will see what happens. The Vikings score a touchdown to make it 19-6, and so with that being said, more than likely the Bills will finish the preseason 3-1, and that's okay. Again, that's okay. Not too concerned about it. I mean, hey, Jack Patrick, I have us not taking the division. I have us losing by a game to New England. I have New England going 12-4. I have the Bills going 11-5. I have us splitting that season series with them, which is awesome. And again, I think we finished a game behind them. I think Bills fans have nothing but happiness. 11-5 is a great way to be at the end of the season. Again, that's something you would expect maybe next season, but to be a year ahead. And it seems like the Bills have been a year ahead. We made the playoffs 2 years ago. No one thought we would make the playoffs 2 years ago. We were predicted to finish 3-13. We were bombing, right? Finish 9-7, make the playoffs. Kyle Williams has that very emotional speech. Me, a huge Kyle Williams fan, guys. If you haven't followed this channel for a minute, you should know I'm a huge Kyle Williams fan. Will always be a huge Kyle Williams fan. Love the fact we got Ed Oliver to replace him. Think he's going to do a great job. Love the fact that I saw Kyle Williams during training camp come onto the field and help out Ed Oliver. I think Kyle Williams is just a great guy, someone that every sports team, the type of guy every sports team wants on their team. So I'll look forward to seeing what he does to help out the Bills in the future as well. But yeah, I'm also a huge Sabres fan. James writes, Skinner's new contract is kind of steep, but if he stays healthy, totally worth it. And when that happened, I did a video on Skinner's contract when that happened, and I will continue to say this until I'm proven wrong, and I can't wait until I am proven wrong. For like the next 2 years, I like Skinner's contract, right? $9 million a year, I think he's worth it. Do I think that Skinner's going to be worth $9 million a year in 8 years? No. 7 years, however it is, no, I don't think he's worth that. And in order for, if you're talking about a team who has the highest paid duo in Eichel and Skinner now, out of anybody in the NHL, you better produce wins. It's not about points, it's about wins. You want to get wins. I feel like, the guy from Moneyball, it's not about, getting home runs and it's about getting runs in this scenario. It's about getting goals. It's about getting more goals than the other team. And I don't know if Skinner's going to be worth it or not, but if he wants to prove he's worth it, the Sabres need to make the playoffs. And I'm talking about this year. The Sabres, you're talking about more than half the teams make the playoffs, and we haven't made the playoffs in 8 years. That's shameful. And to see the turnover that we've had at head coach, see the turnover that we had on this team, and to not even accidentally make the playoffs is just ridiculous. We talk about in November last year, that was just unbelievable for the Sabres, right? You talk about 10-game winning streak. You talk about, I don't think we had a single regulation loss in the month of November last year, and we still finished third from last in the conference. How does that happen? So obviously you have the talent, You just, what are you missing? What are you lacking? Now, a lot of those wins were overtime wins. I get that. A lot of, getting close games. I understand that. But good teams need to win close games. Bottom line, good teams need to win close games. They need to do it all season long. So, if you want me to rant, that's like 2 on my rant scale. Okay, like I just really get upset. Our goalie situation worries me. Absolutely. Sabres have, but I cannot pronounce his name. Just send me a link on my email. Believers Talk 3478 at gmail.com. I know you can't send a link on here, but go ahead and send me the link, and I will happily read that article, James. How exciting is waiting for the news on the cuts? I'm geeking out. Well, you don't want to get too excited. Again, you have to Saturday. But like I said, I think a lot of the big names, by the time we wake up in the morning, we might know a lot of big names who are going to get cut. A lot of the fan favorites. If you think Robert Foster might get cut, or Zay Jones, or Duke Williams to be sent to the practice squad. Although I don't know if Duke Williams is going to make it to the practice squad, to be honest with you, if he does get cut. You're talking about Levi Wallace maybe, or I don't think Levi Wallace is getting cut. Don't get me wrong. And Captain Munderland, someone like that. Like the big names, I think we're gonna know about early, and I think it might surprise a lot of people. I'm ready to go tomorrow. I'm ready to go. Like I said, I'm gonna be on my phone, constantly checking updates, constantly giving you guys great Buffalo Bills content, and it might just be a quick 2-minute video, just to say, hey, this guy got cut. Who knows what I'm doing tomorrow? I'm busy hanging up with family to take some. I'm taking a trip, so I might be in the car and just see it and say, okay, need to do a quick update. Bam, Zay Jones cut. Just so you guys know. This is what's going on. Fumble by the Bills. Vikings recover. Jackson with the fumble. I guess there's a blitz coming, and Tyree Jackson fumbles. Left tackle. Evo Crazy says left tackle on the last play better be cut. LOL. But yeah, I think Jack Patrick. You can always be excited about cuts. You don't. Let me rephrase that. You always gonna be excited about your team finishing out their roster. Let's say that, okay? I don't want to get excited about people. This is people's livelihoods on the line, right? And you don't want to mess with that. But at the same time, that's the risk they take. When you talk about we know the risks, this is the risks that they're talking about. They're not talking about what Andrew Luck talked about with these injuries. You're not talking about that all the time. I saw a tweet by Leandro Arvado's wife, and it was so right. Like, we get into a car, we know that there's a potential for a car accident, right? But once we get into a car accident, if someone gets hurt, it's not like, oh, well, we knew the risk when we got into a car. Like, no, it's not like that. Trade Buffalo Sports, welcome to Billievers Talk, man. Glad to have you here. Hashtag trade Zay. What do you want? Bam, Zay Jones cut. I like the sound of that. Bam. I'll do it like what is it? Emerald? Bam. Just do it. Just do it. Rip off that Band-Aid if that's what you want. Again, I'm a Zay Jones fan. I don't want to see him cut necessarily, but if he gets cut, he gets cut. And obviously, James, they weren't sure what you were trying to say there, so they held it for review. They held you up for review. They're like, listen, there's too many letters here. I don't know what it is. Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen. That's what I'll say. Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen. But yeah, Buffalo Sports comes in, trade Zay. What do you want to trade Zay for? You hear all these talks about trading Zay for Jadeveon Clowney. The Bills would have to package a lot to trade Zay for Jadeveon Clowney. And you're talking about some picks. You maybe even talking about another player. I mean, it's not that simple. Jadeveon Clowney is a monster. Zay Jones is a baby. So who do you want to trade Zay Jones for? Another receiver? You don't have to give me a name. Give me a position, right? Obviously, we can't trade Zay Jones for a Jadeveon Clowney. But do you think if we trade Zay Jones, do you want another corner? Do you want another offensive guard? Do you want, what do you want to see? I'm not sure. I'm not sure what I want to see. That's the problem. People talk about trading Zay. First of all, it's unrealistic. Like I said, think of a big name guy that we can get for Zay. Or do you just want draft picks? Do you want a 4th rounder for Zay Jones? Why not? Why not? 23-6 now. After the field goal by Bailey. Buffalo Bulls are now up 38-10. close to the end of the third quarter. Less than a minute to go in the third quarter. So looks like the Buffalo Bills well in control here. Let's go. Now we have a 10-day break before we play Penn State. We have a little bit of a break here before we play Penn State, before we play that big game in Happy Valley. This is the time. This is the kind of time an upset can happen, right? Penn State. Who do they play? They normally play some Buns team week 1, and I can say that because I live close to Penn State, where I know the Buns they play week 1 half the time. Right, teletrade. That's all the Bills news going on right now. But yeah, the Bulls up 38-10. Looks like they're going well on their way to Penn State. Trade safe for a decent 4th-round pick of another small-name linebacker to back up Edmonds and Matt while Joseph sits on the practice squad. Or another small-name linebacker to back up Edmonds and Milano. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with getting a little more depth at linebacker because, obviously you don't want Milano or Edmonds to get hurt, but Milano got hurt last season. Look what happened. It led to a lot of bad things for our run game and for our ability to blitz from the linebacker position. So, maybe a decent linebacker to back him up if he does get hurt. Not only for hurt purposes, but if he wants a breather, right? If you want Milano or Edmonds to take a breather for a play, it would be nice to have a serviceable backup in there where they can take that breather for a play or two, and then you could say, hey, I have faith in X player to get the job done. So yeah, I'm okay with that. And then like I said, I think Zay would probably be worth a 4th in today's NFL, maybe a 5th. If Wyatt Teller in a 7th can get you a 5th and a 6th, I think Zay could probably pull in a 4th. You know what I mean? So yeah, I think that's realistic. Buffalo Sports. We got to cut Tyree, right? Yeah, from what I'm hearing from this game, now Tyree, that fumble, he doesn't see the player coming, but it's still his job, right? Like, it's still his job to hold onto the ball. And so for that reason, and we all know how much Coach McDermott hates when you put the ball on the turf, right? TJ Yeldon put the ball on the ground in that second preseason game. He didn't see another snap. Snorris Perry put the ball on the ground in that third preseason game. He didn't see another snap. So you would think that's not a good sign for David Tyree. And like I said, Tyree Jackson. I keep saying David Tyree. Tyree Jackson. And sometimes, like I said, keeping a quarterback on the practice squad seems like a waste of a spot for me, since the QB3 does not hurt your 53-man active roster when it comes to dressing. So if you carry over a quarterback on your 53-man roster, you can dress him and have 48 guys dressed. So sometimes it's a benefit to have a quarterback like a Joe Webb or something like that who can play multiple positions. You can even put like a Logan Thomas in and say he's your third string quarterback, since he played quarterback in high school, and he completed pass for us last season. But yeah, I don't know if keeping him on the practice squad is the right thing to do. Just not having a good game here. My first cut, Tyree Jackson. No one's liking Tyree this game, man. No one's liking Tyree. So, but we'll see what happens. He's a young man, obviously his first season. Some guys catch on quickly, others take some time. And again, you talk about Tyree Jackson's coaching history, and he hasn't had a QB coach other than these past couple seasons with Ken Dorsey. So we'll see what happens if Ken Dorsey can turn it around for him. Brown, Beasley, Roberts, Duke, Foster, McKenzie, and Sills on the practice squad in the gym. So your 6 are Brown, Beasley, Roberts, Duke, Foster, McKenzie. Ray, where do you have Ray McLeod? Is he on the practice squad? Because again, if he's on the practice squad, now you're talking about keeping 2 wide receivers on the practice squad. Is that something you want to do? Do you want to keep 2 wide receivers on the practice squad? Ray was in this game, so that doesn't normally bode well for your chances to make that 53-man roster. But where does it go then? I think between McLeod and McKenzie, you only keep one of them because they're the same player in my eyes. Do I see Singletary taking the top spot sometime during this season? No, I do not. The only way I see that happening is if we trade McCoy. If we trade McCoy, then he has to be the top guy, right? You're not going to trust Gore. You're not going to trust Singletary. You're not going to trust Yeldon. So the only way he takes the top spot is if we trade McCoy. So if we trade McCoy, then yes. But I don't see, and again, there's been trade rumors all the time, but to me, a lot of times trade rumors are just fans like myself just making stuff up. Depends how popular you are as to if it sticks or not, right? A channel of less than 1,000 people, probably will not get the same hype as Buffalo Fanatics, who has 7,000 fans. It's easy to and I'm not saying they're doing this. I love Buffalo Fanatics. I'm not saying they are, but I'm saying the more popular you are, the more let's say Murph says something over my ear right now, right? He might not know nothing. Ian Rappaport, perfect example. Ian Rappaport reports the Buffalo Bills and Antonio Brown close to a deal. Close to a deal. Antonio Brown coming to Buffalo. Ian Rappaport, very, very reputable source. Very reputable source. I still think he is. The NFL Network has him. Last spot, who would I take? Eddie Yarborough or Pitts? That's a good one. Ray. Less than my other 6. I don't disagree with you, Jack. And like I said, Ray McKenzie, same guy. I'm just wondering, do you put him on the practice squad? That's all I'm asking. Do you put him on the practice squad so that way you have someone there? If one of those guys goes down, you don't want to bring David Sills in, do you? You want to bring in a guy maybe like a Ray McLeod. Ray McLeod's still practice squad eligible. And I was listening to guys over at Hashtag Sports, and that's why they pick McKenzie over Ray. McKenzie does not have practice squad eligibility where Ray does. So that's the reason why I keep Ray on the practice squad. But then do you want to keep 2 wide receivers? But to go back to Buffalo Sports, I'm not sure. I'm not sure if we have any plans to trade McCoy. So if we don't, then we go into the season expecting McCoy to be our number 1. And what we've seen out of Singletary has been great, but again, it's in preseason, so let's relax on our expectations of Singletary and see what happens. I think McCoy's looked better. I think Frank Gore's looked good, although I don't think Frank Gore could ever be the number 1 guy ever again. Although I love his consistency, I love his third down threat. I think he's a great back. But we'll see. Last spot, Eddie, Buffalo Sports. So Eddie or Pitts. That is a really tough one. That's a really tough one for me. Now, I think we're only going to keep 4 defensive ends, and I just don't think Yarborough fits that mold of what we're looking for. And just to go a little bit against Evil Crazy and Chris Waldron. Again, guys, thanks for commenting. Thanks for joining me. Hit that like button. Hit that share button if you haven't already. As we're in the 4th quarter, so not sure how much longer we're staying. But glad you guys are here with me. I appreciate everything, all the comments. I'm probably going Lafayette Pitts. You can never have too many cornerbacks, right? Never have too many cornerbacks. So I'm going Lafayette Pitts here as a good backup maybe in that secondary. So, but we'll see. We'll see. I still like Marcus Murphy, and he wears Fred's number. But I mean, he's got to go. Yeah, Murphy's gonna go. I mean, you just look at that running back room. There's just not enough room, right? Especially if we keep DeMarco. We're keeping DeMarco as a special teams guy, as a captain on that special teams. Everything's looking up, like we're keeping DeMarco. Which isn't necessarily a terrible thing, just the fact that there's only, I think, 14 teams now that have a fullback on their team in the NFL. So we're kind of holding on to an old dog here, and not talking about Patrick DeMarco, we're talking about the fullback position as a whole. So what else can DeMarco do for you? So we'll see. You possibly trade Yeldon to a team that needs a running back in their lineup. Houston. Ray McLeod gets to the 9-yard line. So to your point, Jack Patrick, if Ray McLeod's in this game in the 4th quarter, more than likely means he's not going to make the team. But he does have a good run down inside the 10-yard line. So we'll see that. You could possibly trade Yeldon to a team that Houston needs another, but I don't want Clowney. Yeah, I think you're gonna get Yeldon for Clowney again. You won't be able to trade Yeldon and Zay Jones for Clowney. It will take a lot to get Clowney. But if you trade Yeldon, might be able to get a 5th, maybe a 6th. So again, talk about the draft capital, right? If you're getting rid of Yeldon anyhow, if Yeldon's not making a 53-man roster, because you look at it, you say, hey, we have DeMarco, we have Gore, we have McCoy, and we have Singletary. What more do we need? What do we need Yeldon for? Get you a 5th. That means you have 3 5ths next year, okay? You can definitely turn that into something more if you want to. Or you can have teams come to you and say, hey, we have 3 5ths. What are you willing to give me for them? You're talking about building that draft capital. Touchdown Bills. Fumble recovered by Buffalo in the end zone. Bolden, Victor Bolden, again getting a cut. Tyler Jackson, QB sneak, dives for the end zone, fumbles again. So that's two for you today. And Victor Bolden in the right spot in the right time gets a touchdown for the Bills. So never say never, right? Thoughts on Bean saying Croft may not be on PUP and possibly playing sooner than expected. I just hope we don't hurry him back. That's my only concern. I just hope we don't hurry him back, okay? Because again, this is the same foot he broke last season, right? So he says he's doing fine, and even if he's doing fine physically, how long does it take to recover from something like that mentally? Do you ever recover from something like that mentally? Do you ever trust your foot fully again if it breaks back to back years? You know what I'm saying? So I hope Tyler Croft is back at 100% faster than week one. That'd be awesome. And you expect for what we paid him this off season that we would be putting him out there as soon as we can to make some noise. But put him on the PUP list makes sense. You know what I mean? Don't have to worry about it. You just know, right? Tyler Croft doesn't have to hurry in his recovery time. You'll have time. I would rather 100% healthy Tyler Croft come back week 8 than 85% Tyler Croft come back week 1 and break that foot for a third time and probably a final time, and he calls it the quits. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I want to see. I can't believe we got 2 picks next year for Teller. Great, yeah, absolutely. Chris Waldron, you're absolutely right. I mean, I was listening or watching social media go nuts about the trade, and some people talking about how bad the trade was. I was like, are you kidding me? 2 picks for Teller and a 7th in 2021? Give me that all day. Buffalo Sports, that's great news. If we have Croft, Knox, Sweeney all healthy, that's a beautiful thing. Absolutely. And if they are 100% healthy, I completely agree. But will Croft be 100% healthy? Again, that would be my main concern. If I know he's 100% healthy, then I'm excited. Looking at the Buffalo Bulls, they're up 38-10 with 8.5 to go in the fourth quarter. So we're cruising there to a 1-0 start for the Buffalo Bulls. We can only hope for the same thing for the Bills next week. They play the New York, New Jersey Jets. Again, will be presented on Hashtag Sports YouTube channel and on sportscaster.com/Hashtag Sports. All in the link, all in the description below. Every link you need, whether it be weatherstampede.com, teaming up with them, the fan page there. Jeremy does a great job, and so does Jason, writing for weatherstampede.com. A lot of good things going on there. Now we got beat Penn State. Yeah, that would be awesome. If we beat Penn State, that would just be awesome. I'd be on cloud 9 probably with that, just because of, first of all, beating a team like that, just a Power 5 conference. Second of all, where I'm from, a lot of Penn State fans would be excited to see that happen for the Buffalo Bulls. And just to be able to win on that type of a stage, getting national attention, because it would obviously be an upset. Getting national attention, just bringing attention to the Buffalo Bulls. Buffalo University would be a good, or University of Buffalo would be a good thing. Would be a good thing. So, but we'll see what happens. We will see what happens. Going to go for an onside kick here, Buffalo. Down 23-13 now. McLaughlin in for the onside kick. Nope. Vikings will start at 25. It's a touchback. So, 23-13 here. A little less than 4 minutes to go in this game. So again, thank you for watching. Stay talk about that on and off throughout the live stream. Again, I think this is a great trade for Buffalo. I really do. I don't see any downfalls. And to be honest, like I said before, I think it's a good trade for Cleveland. Cleveland lacking the offensive line depth that they want. If there's one weakness on that offense, it's definitely the offensive line. You talk about an offense that has a lot of weapons. You're talking about Chubb. You're talking about Odell Beckham. You're talking about Jarvis Landry. Just a lot of great weapons over there. But Baker Mayfield's going to need time to get rid of the ball, right? And be able to produce with the talent they has. So I think it's an overall good trade for everybody involved. I think the Bills will use this capital to get something else. I don't think they're going to use 2 5th and 2 6th round draft picks next year in the draft. I think they're looking forward for something else, whether it be a higher draft pick, again, like we did this past season where we traded 2 of our 4ths for a 3rd, or whether it be making a trade later in the season for a player to be named later, someone that we're looking at. And again, I don't know who that is. I don't think that's Clowney. But if you're talking about Ngakoue, maybe defensive end from Jacksonville, who is also unhappy with his contract, maybe we talk about him a little bit, right? Now he has the same problem that Clowney has as far as not being able to sign him until the year's up. So do you trust that? Maybe we'll see. But again, maybe we don't keep Yarborough or Acho with that fifth pick, but we pick up Ngakoue from Jacksonville. We'll see what happens. Good. Now we won't go 0-16 since we lost a preseason game. If we go anywhere below 6 and 10, 6 and 10 or less would just be a completely disappointment for me this season. 7-9, I'd still be pretty sad about. 8-8 is hopefully my floor. 8-8 is hopefully my floor. 3-4 left to go in the game. Buffalo used their final time out. Still down 2 scores. So it looks like we will be going 3-1 this preseason. The Vikings go 4-0 in the preseason. Again, all means nothing. Tomorrow, every team 0-0. All teams play tonight. So that way, we have 1 week, guys. 1 week. We have the Packers at Chicago to start celebrating the 100th anniversary of the NFL. For those of you who don't know, most years the Thursday night game is the defending Super Bowl champion, right? For the past, I think it's been the past 12, 13 years, the Super Bowl champion, the defending Super Bowl champion has hosted the Thursday night game. But due to the fact that it's the NFL's 100th season, they decided to go with one of the oldest rivalries in football, and that is your Green Bay Packers versus the Bears, the Chicago Bears. So look forward to that game on Thursday night. Off topic, but today was the first day I walked around with crutches after ACL surgery for my torn ACL. Was the first day I walked around with crutches. Well, I've torn my MCL. I've never torn my ACL. But hopefully it's a speedy recovery for you. How'd you tear your ACL? If you don't mind me asking, if it's too embarrassing of a story, that's okay too. But yeah, it sounds painful. Tearing my MCL was not a fun time. So I can't imagine tearing your ACL being much better. So obviously we all wish you a speedy recovery. Fantastic Fish. Just change your username to something Bills related, so that way we don't get confused. Soccer's a fun sport to watch, man. I've played it before. Just no need to continue to. No need. As I get older, and some say wiser, I say lazier. But as I get older, I realize that it's a fun sport to watch. It's a good time. I've gotten. You're getting old. When I was a young man, my early 20s. Playing football was no big deal. I was like, yeah, let's go play football. Whatever time of day, whatever time of the year it was, I was like, let's go play football. Then you hit your Marcus Murphy special teams touchdown. Still more than 3 minutes on the clock. No more timeouts. Murphy takes it to the house, makes it 23-20. Huh. Well, interesting. $79-yard punt return for Marcus Murphy. Make some noise right before the end, right? You're going to cut me, Marcus Murphy says. Get rid of me, Marcus Murphy says. Nah, you ain't doing that. 23-20. 23-20. Boom, Buffalo Sports says. Talk about going crazy if this was regular season, right? If this was a regular season game, we'd all be going nuts right now. But again, guys, thank you for joining me for this preseason special. Again, Buffalo Bulls Week 1 against Robert Morris. Going on right now. Last I checked, 38-10. Score has not changed. We're in the fourth quarter, 4 minutes to go. So definitely time just winding down there. You just want to get off the field. No injuries, nothing crazy. The Bulls will get their first win, go 1-0 on this early season. Okay, college football is back. Saturday, obviously, a full slate of games. So hope you guys enjoy that. I'll enjoy it. I'm going to have a good time this Saturday as the college football season gets underway. Just looking forward to a lot of things. Get my red stream back on. Huh? Yeah, good luck with that, Buffalo Sports. Now you want to do it. Undefeated, we can do it. We can do it. He'll be doing that for the Patriots for the next few years. Talking about Marcus Murphy. Hey, you know what? I know the Patriots have gotten the better of the Bills when it comes to players. Talking about Chris Hogan, maybe Gillislee. But again, when we got rid of Gillislee, we got a 5th round pick. We got Matt Milano with that 5th round pick. So I know obviously the Patriots are in a much better position because they got the things on their finger. They got these things. Except for theirs are bigger and prettier and all that kind of stuff. But they got the rings, and we don't. We don't. But soon, I think. I did a video shortly after the season last year, talking about how I think that Buffalo sports, the city of Buffalo, will have 2 championships in the next 10 years. Whether it be the Sabres, whether it be the Bills, Bulls, whatever, Bandits, whatever you want to say. I think the city of Buffalo will have 2 championships in the next 10 years. I can easily see that being 2 Super Bowls. All right, so kickoff, clock ticks on, Murph says. And so Buffalo has no timeouts. Down by 3. They're going to run it. Yeah, they're going to run it. And see, the thing is here, we're not going to tie the game, right? We're not going to tie the 4th preseason game going to overtime. Well, now that I say that, you know what? It's not like you're playing guys that are not going to make your 53-man roster. Maybe they want overtime, right? They want that extra film. They want that extra tape for the other teams to see. I could see that. This is the one game, one preseason game I could see saying, you know what, let's take it to overtime. Let's see how these guys do in that type of pressure situation. Because if the coach says, yeah, let's kick a field goal, two-minute warning. Vikings have the ball, 23-20. It's going to be 3rd and 10. So be interesting. It will be interesting. Hey Elliot, how you doing? Welcome to Billievers Talk. Glad you can make it. We're just going to end the stream shortly after the Bills game. We'll probably end it here. Been on here for more than 2 hours now, I'm sure. Yeah, just over 2 hours. 2 hours, 6 minutes. So just want to get on here and talk some Buffalo sports. Again, the Buffalo Bulls season kicks off today. Playing Robert Morris. Looks like they're going to start 1-0, up 38-10 late in the 4th quarter. Not going to cover the spread. Nothing like that. 1:30 to go there. The spread is 42 points. They were favored to win by 42 points, and they're going to win by 28, and it's going to be like, they didn't have their game today. But basically, we're going to talk about that game against Penn State next week. When it comes to the Buffalo Bulls season, they could look a lot better if we beat Penn State next week, right? Penn State obviously going to be the toughest team we played this year. And we have 10 days to get ready for them. So we will see what happens. Again, guys, if you're not already subscribed to Billievers Talk, hit that subscribe button. Glad you guys can all make it. Hit that like button, guys. Hit that thumbs up if you haven't already. Really helps out the channel, and it's free to do. So just do a quick hit the like button, and that helps me out. I can't wait for the season to kick off. Hey, 10 days away, man. 10 days away from the Jets versus the Bills. Go to MetLife. Get that road division win. Be huge. It would be so big for the Buffalo Bills to start off 1-0. Again, I don't think it's a must win or nothing like that, other than when you say every game's a must win. I do believe that, but I don't think this is a must win game. Like, if we lose, the season's over. Like, there's still plenty to play for if we start 0-1. Actually, last year, more teams made the playoffs after starting 0-1 than teams that went 1-0. So I thought that's a fun little stat. I think 7 teams who were 0-1 made the now take for granted that 2 games last year, Houston played New England, both them made the playoffs. I forget the other one, but 2 games were against both teams made the playoffs. So take that for what it is. But yeah, see who our 53. Yeah, absolutely, and that's what it's about. Like, and Elliot, you haven't been here, so we talked about the Wyatt Teller trade, great trade for the Bills. And I said, you know what, by tomorrow morning, we might wake up and learn about a lot of these names who have already been cut. We don't have to wait till Saturday to make decisions. I mean, you're talking about cutting down, most teams cutting down from 91, you're talking about cutting 38 guys. You're not going to do that in 20 minutes. You're talking about bring these guys in talking to them, sitting them down, and you know what? Then they have more time to clear waivers and do what's best for them. And so yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if some of these names get cut tomorrow, and you're reading it. And like I said, the moment I find out about them, I will be breaking it to you. One of the reasons why I wish I was already over 1,000 subscribers is because then I could go live straight from my cell phone. I can't do that yet. So guys, if you haven't hit the subscribe button, hit that subscribe button so that way I can bring you live breaking coverage just on my cell phone. If I'm away from my computer screen, I can just go live real quick and do it that way. This past 2019, YouTube made it new that you have to have 1,000 subscribers to. Yeah, Elliot, again, hey, MF Gaming, welcome to Believers Talk. Glad to see you. Minute 22 left. Minnesota's going to punt, so we'll see what happens. Elliot, I look forward to you watching all my updates. So I appreciate that. Again, guys, 2019 is going to be a great year. We're going to have a lot of fun, man. We're going to have a lot of fun, whether it be updates, whether it be Bills coverage. Again, teaming up with Hashtag Sports to give you every single Buffalo Bills regular season game, whether it be here on YouTube or over on sportscaster.com/Hashtag Sports. Link in the description below. Again, you want to hit that. You want to subscribe to us over on Sportscaster. That way, you don't have to be like, oh, is Joe hosting this week or is our Hashtag Sports? If you go over there, we're going to simulcast, so we'll be there and be on our respective YouTube channel, so that way you don't miss a thing here either. So go over to sportscaster.com. A lot of the live stuff we do on YouTube will be over on Sportscaster. So if you hit that notification bell while you're on YouTube, it notifies you when we post videos. But for when we go live, we'll go live here on YouTube, and we'll also go live on sportscaster.com. So either way, hit that notification bell, and it will keep you up to date. So again, Bills ball. Down by 3, less than 2 minutes to go, no timeouts. What does Tyree Jackson do? Great time, as Murph just said, great time to make an impression. Like I said, who knows? Maybe Coach McDermott's okay with going for the tie, going for overtime. These are the type of guys not making a 53-man roster. Hey, Jack Patrick, go Bills, baby. Look forward to seeing you this season. Thanks for joining me. 53 seconds to go. Buffalo has the ball at the Minnesota 43-yard line. Here we go. 53 seconds left, man. We're excited. Could go 4-0 for the first time in Bills history. In preseason. Incomplete pass. Incomplete intent for David Sills. Christian Wade does a good job. Blitz pickup. Hey, that's what we like to see, baby. That's what I like to see. Keep improving. Keep improving, Christian Wade. Practice squad or not, keep improving, baby. Glad to see it. Guys, cuts are going to come fast and furious this weekend again. I'm going to keep you covered. Buffalo down at 3. Less than a minute to go. No timeouts. Marcus Murphy, 78-yard punt return to get this game this close. Nick Easley in the red zone. Bills have the ball in the red zone, guys. This is exciting, and this is his 4th preseason game. 32-yard completion from David Tyree to Nick Easley. Again, one of those undrafted free agents. And then there's a roughing the passer penalty on Minnesota on top of that. Bills have the ball, I'm going to say inside the 10-yard line. 40 seconds. 40 seconds, Bills have the ball. 1st and goal inside the 10. Are you kidding me? Again, if this was a regular season game, I would be 20,000 times more excited than I am. But man, Bills can go 4-0 for the first time in their career in preseason right now. 40 seconds to go. 1st and goal at the 6. Shotgun formation, Tyree Jackson. Run to the right, incomplete pass. Sometimes that's what you got to do, man. Just throw that ball away. Don't take a sack. Don't throw a pass that might get intercepted. Less than 40 seconds to go in this one, guys. 2nd and goal from the 6-yard line, down by 3. Again, guys, the Bills have never gone 4-0 in the preseason. Does it mean that much? No, of course not. Of course it doesn't mean that much, but what an exciting feeling for these young guys, right? You talk about these undrafted free agents like an Easley, like a Tyree. and Tyree Jackson. You know, Christian Wade, never been part of this stuff. Christian Wade for a negative 1 yard, for a 1 yard loss. So that's not what we want to see. Stayed in bounce, 3rd and goal. 13 seconds to go. David Sills, touchdown, evil crazy. David Sills, you know he's going to be on the practice squad. Bills take the lead in the final seconds. Final seconds. What a game. What a game. Bills are going to go 4-0 for the first time in their history. This is the type of thing that you're going to look forward to all of 2019. This is just the 4th preseason game. This is just the 4th preseason game, man. You're going to get so much coverage going for. There's an injured Minnesota player. But man, again, this is just the 4th preseason game, guys. Let's go. Let's talk about what the Bills can do this season. You're talking about the special things this Bills team can do. Nice win for the Bills. Hey, it's just a sign of things to come, right? Sign of things to come. Hey, for the veteran guys, even for the veteran guys watching this, knowing we were down by 10 with 3-something to go, it can happen. It can happen, right? So if you're a veteran, you say, "Oh, there's no point in watching this, Chris. This is amazing, man." Absolutely, guys. Again, hit that subscribe button if you haven't subscribed. Like this video, as we're gonna keep you covered throughout 2019. Again, this is just the 4th preseason game. We already got this excitement building up in Buffalo, right? Excitement in Buffalo, gonna make history right now, guys. Why not us, right? That's the rally cry for the Buffalo Bills this season. Why not us? Go to my Buffalo Bills prediction. Have us going 11-5 this year. And again, this winning feeling, it can carry over. It can carry over. This feeling of, hey, we can do this. Whether we won this game or not, we can do this. And now these veteran guys are watching on the sideline saying, hey, these guys were down by 10 with 3.5 to go. And they proved that they can still do it. So maybe the season we're down by 10 late in the game, and they remember that game where Tyree Jackson had to come back? Now, yeah, Tyree Jackson had much to do with his comeback, right? But he did throw that touchdown pass to David Sills right there. Talking about Marcus Murphy. Talking about guys that aren't even going to make this 53-man roster. They just impressed somebody. 27-23. 8 seconds left. That's insane. That's insane. The Buffalo Bills. Yeah, this is awesome. Don't pull a Browns or Lions move, LOL. I think this team's too good for that. Fantastic fish. This team's way too good for that. I think we have special things coming, and I think this is just a taste. Just a taste. This is putting the NFL on notice, saying, hey guys, I know you're not talking about us, but talk about us. Talk about us. And everyone's gonna say, hey, this is exciting for the preseason. Wait till it happens in the regular season. Wait till the Bills keep winning, and you're like, wait a second. You turn around and you say, hey, the Bills 7-1, Bills 7-2, something like that. I mean, yeah, I think fantastic fish. I think playoffs are a reasonable goal. It's obtainable, man. It's obtainable. We have a schedule that can help us with that. We only travel outside the East Coast one time, and that's that Thanksgiving game against Dallas, which doesn't start till 4 o'clock, right? So it's a later start time. So it won't even feel like we're going out of the time zone because it's a later start time. So yeah, I think so. It's gonna be 3 o'clock in Dallas, right? Be 4 o'clock here, 3 o'clock in Dallas. It won't be that bad. It won't be that bad. That's as exciting as you're going to get for that 4th preseason game, Chris. That's as exciting as you're going to get. Again, guys, thank you for joining me. The Bills scored touchdown with 8 seconds to go up by 4 points. 4th preseason game, you're talking about. There's nothing wrong with that. We do have a great schedule, Elliot. And so for the first time ever, the game's final. First time ever in franchise history, the Bills go 4-0. What else can the Bills do for the first time ever this season? This is the season. Why not us? There's 3 seconds left. They have to pause 10 seconds for station identification with 3 seconds left. Really? WGR Buffalo. But hey, I won't be able to listen to the game anyway. So, exciting finish in Buffalo as the Buffalo Bills come back from 10 points down with 3 minutes to go. Marcus Murphy with a 79-yard punt return for a touchdown. David Sills with a 7-yard touchdown catch from Tyree Jackson with 8 seconds to go. And Saranio with an interception to end this game. End of the game. What a way to finish this game. What a way to finish this preseason. Bills go 4-0 in preseason for the first time in Bills history. Guys, this is just the start. This is just the start. Like I said, you might think that means nothing to these vet guys. But let's say late in the season, the Bills are down by 10 with 4 minutes to go. And they think in their heads, wait a second, we can do this. And think about Coach McDermott, right? Coach McDermott just managed the game perfectly for that situation to happen. You can't coach situational football to the players. A coach just has to know how to do that, and he just did it. One knock on Coach McDermott has been some of his situational football. We talk about his challenges. His use of challenges hasn't always been the best, right? Use of timeouts hasn't always been the best. But in this situation, and sure, it's preseason, but now he knows what to do next time. Next time this happens, the first string are in there. He knows when's the right time to do it. Again, constantly getting better. Preseason isn't just about getting better for the players. It's about the coaches. It's about the front office. It's about everybody. Hey, next time I'm going to bring more than just a flask of alcohol. Preseason, man. It's preseason. You know what I'm saying? You got to get ready. And I think this team is ready. So again, join me this season, 2019. We're just 10 days away. 10 days away. The next time you see the Bills on the field, it's going to be for the real thing. Next time you see me calling a game, it's going to be the real thing. That's going to be week 2 against the Giants next week, next Sunday. Hashtag sports will have you covered with that Jets game. So you want to make sure, again, click the link below for sportscast.com/hashtag sports, and you will be covered for every single Buffalo Bills regular season game, man. Again, thank you guys for joining me. I'll give you a quick update on the Buffalo Bulls. Buffalo Bulls up 38-10. That game's gone final now, so they're 1-0 on their season. We look forward to Penn State next week, next Saturday, and then next Sunday, that big game, man. I hope you guys enjoy it. I'll enjoy it. I'll be joining you guys. I'll be in that sportscaster chat room, talking it up with you guys, talking it up with Mario and Paul. So I look forward to seeing you all soon. Again, hit that like button if you haven't hit that like button. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed. Hit that notification bell. Not only are we going to have you covered on Sportscaster with all our live stuff, and we're also simulcasting, so don't think it's not going to be here on YouTube as well. I'm constantly giving you guys updates, okay? I'll constantly be giving you guys roster cuts as the roster cuts start coming in. Might start coming in the next hour. You don't know. You don't know. But again, thank you guys for joining me. Chris, thank you. Thank everybody for joining me on this day. Hope you guys have a great night. I'm going to have a great night. Bills go 4-0 in the preseason for the first time ever. I look forward to seeing you all soon. I will be seeing you all soon. Until I do, go Bills.